pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB podcast on YouTube. Now everybody, let them know. Started with a vision, now the whole thing grown. B-level built the stage, now the whole team on. Microphones lit, every camera in position. 3 seasons later and we still on a mission. Little rock princess, bring the boss mentality. Beauty and business, that's the perfect reality. Tristan Highs with the hustle highlight. Talking motivation every single Sunday night. Yeah. And Fernie P, bring the jokes with the heat. Got the whole room laughing every time he speak. Candy way up, keep the energy fly. Lift the whole panel every time she ride. Jayla W to T, got the headlines first. Trending topics, celebrity news, do your research. When it's breaking, she already got the scoop. Everybody watching cause she tell the truth. Different voices, different stories. One big family, one legacy. 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Everybody pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB podcast on YouTube. Now everybody, let them know it's in the news. Yeah, Chris Webb in the building. Every conversation got the whole room willing to hear another, take another point of view. That's what UTB always love to do. Brittany Honor, yeah, history made. Season 1 memories that'll never fade. Q Kelly headed down, read the comments live, keeping everybody connected with the online vibe. Andre Hicks brought class to the stage. Professional presence every time she engaged. Every chapter helped write this story. Different journey, same UTB glory. It's bigger than opinions, it's bigger than debate. Everybody played a part of making UTB great. TikTok, we everywhere. YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification, we going up. Oh yeah! Bring your people, bring your family, bring your memories too. One microphone, one platform, one UTB crew. 3 seasons, one night. This ain't the ending, it's another beginning. 3 seasons, one night. UTB podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe, don't miss. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we live. UTB forever. The reunion starts now. Lights up, cameras rolling, cast together, history in motion. 3 seasons, one night. Welcome to the UTB reunion. You 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Yeah, this he did. 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Yeah. 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Everybody pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB podcast on YouTube. Now everybody, let them know. Started with a vision, now the whole thing grown. B-level built the stage, now the whole team on. Microphones lit, every camera in position. 3 seasons later and we still on a mission. Little rock princess, bring the boss mentality. Beauty and business, that's the perfect reality. Tristan Highs with the hustle highlight. Talking motivation every single Sunday night. Yeah. And Fernie P, bring the jokes with the heat. Got the whole room laughing every time he speak. Candy way up, keep the energy fly. Lift the whole panel every time she ride. Jayla W to T, got the headlines first. Trending topics, celebrity news, do your research. When it's breaking, she already got.
Welcome to the UTB reunion. I am your host, Deja K. Johnson, otherwise known as therealblackcarriebradshaw.com. And tonight we are unpacking the baggage like never before. Now, we know that every great story has defining moments, moments of disappointment, and moments that determine whether you quit or keep going. When B Level first launched Unpacking the Baggage on January 11th, Season 1 couldn't have been more explosive. After searching for the right co-host, Brittany Arnold joined the show, and together they introduced a brand new podcast to Central Arkansas. The chemistry was there, the ideas were flowing, and one of those early brainstorming sessions even produced the name Unpacking the Baggage. As the audience began to grow, so did the show. Q Kelly, originally a loyal viewer, joined the team to help engage with live audience by reading comments, becoming another familiar face during those very early broadcasts. But as many entrepreneurs know, building something is one challenge. Keeping it together can be an even bigger one. Behind the scenes, creative differences, changing expectations, and personal challenges began to test the foundation of Season 1. Those issues eventually led B Level to make the very difficult decision to move the show in a different direction. What followed next was a difficult and very public separation between B Level and Brittany that included some accusations, strong emotions, and a chapter that neither side has ever fully told until tonight. For many people, that could have been the end. But instead, B Level chose to keep building. Through consistency, resilience, and a refusal to quit, one podcast turned into what we now know as the UTB network, with multiple shows, multiple voices, and a platform that reaches audiences every week. Tonight isn't about rewriting history or deciding winners or losers. It's about revisiting the first chapter, hearing directly from the people who lived it, and reflecting on the lessons, the successes, and the challenges that helped shape UTB into everything that it's become. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Season 1 UTB reunion.
What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? My name is Deja K. Johnson, otherwise known as the Real Black Bradshaw.com. I am your host tonight for this unforgettable Unpacking the Baggage Season 3 reunion. Three seasons, one night, y'all. We got a whole lot of ground to cover. I'm joined right now by your boy B Level, and we got Miss Q Kelly on the line. And of course,
Q, mic is gone. What's up with your mic, Q?
Q, we got
Q
you.
she don't know how to work a phone. Q does not know how to work a phone. Q, you might want to go back out and come back in. I don't know what's going on with your phone, but go out and come back in, Q. There she go. What up, Q?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Q Kelly
Smurf. How are you
in the building, Miss Q Kelly. Thank you for being here tonight, gorgeous. We got a whole lot of ground to cover tonight. We got a few people on this live. Before we get started, we want to make sure we get this out to the masses. So go ahead and share this out if you have not already. Like I said, we want to go ahead and get this out because when I say we gonna unpack the baggage tonight, it's about to go down. It's about to go down.
Yeah.
So again, welcome once again, y'all. Now, before we begin tonight's reunion, there's something important that we have to acknowledge. Season 1 of Unpacking the Baggage cannot be told without recognizing Brittany Arnold as one of the first co-hosts. She was a part of those early episodes and those early conversations and the beginning of a journey that would eventually grow into what we now know as the UTB network. Now, although B Level and Brittany haven't spoken since their very public separation years ago, B Level thought it was important for her to be here because this is a reunion show, right? And what is a reunion gonna be without everybody here? And so again, Brittany was a part of those early episodes. And so B Level thought it was important to reach out to her. So that invitation was extended. Initially, Brittany had said she was going to be here. And then after, considering it some time, she decided she didn't want to be a part of it. So, after all of that, she took some time to reflect and she ultimately decided that she wouldn't be here tonight. And then everything changed after that. so
they often
literally
change really quickly.
Literally, y'all.
We got to thank Q Kelly for that. Q got on the phone. Y'all know how y'all women be getting on the phone and doing all that gossiping. And so
we wasn't gossiping. We wasn't gossiping.
What it was then. Whatever it was, we appreciate it. And again, Brittany is going to be here to tell her side of the story. We want to get her voice and we want to get, her perspective. So now again, with everything changing and the timelines, Brittany is going to be here for sure. So for anybody that was wondering, is Brittany gonna show up? Is her and B Level gonna talk? And is they gonna get back? Is she coming? Is she not? And I was one of those people myself. But again, Brittany is here. Now she's not gonna be on screen because last minute, sometimes we got to get things together. We don't always be camera ready. But I am going to call Brittany Arnold on the phone and we are gonna have a conversation. So before we continue with season 1, again, we want to give Brittany the opportunity to speak in her own words. So let's get ready to unpack some baggage, y'all.
So you're going to call her right now, right?
Yeah, I'm going to give Brittany a call.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You live? You going to call her live?
Yeah, I'm going to call her live. I'm getting ready to get on the phone right now. Okay. All right, here we go, y'all. We're going to see if we can get Brittany Arnold, UTB, on the line. And y'all help me out with this audio. Yeah, help me out with this audio.
Hello.
Brittany Arnold, you are live on Unpacking the Baggage Reunion. How you doing today, girl?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Pretty good. We got B Level and Q Kelly in the building. Good. I don't know if you are on and you can see what's going on, but we do got Q and we got B Level on the line. Well, on the live stream.
I couldn't watch on live stream because it's lagging on my end. Yeah. But I hear y'all.
Okay, so you can hear it and we can hear you. Everything is everything. Okay. Well, Brittany, I just wanted to say first and foremost, thank you for being here. I know we was going back and forth, and at first it was like you was coming, then you wasn't coming. So, and then just literally today, B Level was like, Brittany's coming. And so I was just like, okay, hey, let's get into it. So first of all, I know this probably wasn't an easy decision, Brittany. So what made you decide to be a part of this tonight?
Q Kelly. I'm not gonna lie to you. She called me today, but we already had a conversation like 2 weeks ago, and I literally said I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And she called me today, and she was like, "Would you please consider it?" So I went ahead and done it because I didn't want to leave my girl hanging. I couldn't do that. So that was the reason that I wanted to come. That's just being honest.
Yeah. Well, again, we appreciate it. And, with this being a reunion show, you were a part of that early season. You were the first co-host. So this story honestly can't be told without you. So we wanted to just get you on the line. And first of all, just kind of see, since your time on the show, how has life been for you, Brittany? Since being on. Yeah.
Life has been good. I can't complain. Since the show, I got baptized and, just trying to get myself together as far as my mental health and everything like that. And that's been working out just fine for me. So everything on my end has been going good. Thanks for asking.
Well, yeah. And, shout out to you, for going through that life change and, just trying to get, like you said, tending to your mental health. I really think it takes a lot of courage to do that. So kudos to you for that, Brittany. Yeah. So, time brings about a change, right? Looking back on, your time with UTB, is there anything that you would have done differently today than maybe you did back then as it pertains to being on the show?
Honestly, I was not prepared to answer any questions. I wasn't prepared to answer anything like this. So I don't really know. Like, as far as like anything I would have done differently, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think a lot of my issues probably came from overreacting to certain situations. Now, not saying that things that I mentioned or things that I wanted to talk about wasn't valid or needed to be said. I think sometimes me and my delivery can be different or can be seen as aggressive. And I think that's a part of my own personal journey that I've been on as well. Trying to stay to myself, trying to focus on, just being a better person when it comes to communicating with others, things like that. So maybe my communication back then could have been better, that I can think of just like right off the bat like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if can Brittany hear me? Britt, can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, so like I'm kind of far. I think I want to say that for the audience, I don't know if she can hear me, but for the audience, when I decided to do this UTB, I did not want this to happen without Britt. And one of the reasons why is because Britt was the first co-host, right? And we had a mutual friend. I had her to reach out to Britt because we hadn't talked for a while. And so the mutual friend reached out to Britt, and Britt said that she would consider doing it. And she gave some under some conditions, right? So the friend asked if I could call her. I called and I told Brittany I was thinking about doing this interview. We had a really very pleasant conversation. We didn't harp on what happened. There was really no need to go back and dig up and tell the story of what she did, what I did. I just felt it was really important for her to be here because she was the start. And so if we're going to tell the story of where we're going, we kind of got to talk about where we came from. And so I gave Brittany my word that we would not be going back and being messy and talking about things that happened, because I felt like it was important for our culture to see us have a conversation and to see it happen naturally. We didn't talk about what we was going to say. Brittany said that she wanted to be a part. And then after thinking about it, because I had initially contacted in the early stages when we didn't know how this was going to go, I couldn't give her a lot of information on what questions was going to be asked. And ultimately, she just decided based on where she is in her healing, she just didn't want to revisit and reopen those wounds. And so through the whole time, I promised her that, listen, whatever happened. And I wanted to, and Brittany agreed, we wanted to get to a place where we could be in the same place. And, obviously we might not ever be best friends again, right? And we ain't fake. Nobody's fake on this podcast, but we do want to get to a space where she and I could be in the same location. I've seen Brittany out and we didn't even talk. We didn't speak. And so she and I both agreed. And Brittany, I don't know if you can hear me. You can stop me if I'm saying anything that you don't agree with. I think we were just trying to get to a pace where we could be somewhere and at least acknowledge each other. And so that's what this conversation is about. She didn't know what we were going to ask her. None of the cast members knew the questions. I don't even know the questions. You and the producer made the questions up. So I do want to say thank you, Britt, for coming on. I think the viewers deserve to hear from you and I. We started this thing 200 something episodes ago, and it was important for me to have you to come on. And so that's how it genuinely happened. A lot of times you see our life unfold in real time. And so that's basically how this conversation happens. So I don't know if Brittany just wants to make her own statement. I don't know if she's comfortable with you asking her questions. We're just kind of flowing with this thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
However she feel comfortable with going forward.
Literally just wanted to have a conversation, kind of, what B-Level said, it's a reunion. So it's only appropriate that people who are part of that early stages are present. So Brittany, in your own words, what is it that you want viewers to know about, where you are today?
And where I am today as it pertains to
just life in general, like your healing, anything that you want to share. Like a lot of us, Brittany, I know you from Unpacking the Baggage. I don't know you in real life, but when Unpacking the Baggage first started and I was looking at these episodes and I saw you in Be Level on the podcast every week, I felt like I knew you. And then when I didn't see you anymore, I kind of started following you and seeing you on social media and things like that. So, my question is just kind of like, since you've left, like what are you doing? Like what are you working on? Is there anything that you have coming up? What's next for Brittany? What Brittany got going on? Anything that you want to share with us?
For me, what I have going on is building a new career right now. So of course, I think everybody pretty much knew I drove trucks since 2017, and so now I'm back in school trying to get my nursing license, while also working at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people probably are wondering, like, they wanted me to probably dive and go into details. And like B-Level said, that was one of the things that I feel like I've grown from when it comes to my healing journey. Like, I'm not in a place in my life where I feel like speaking on those things that went public is even necessary or should be for the public anymore. And I offered B-Level, I extended an offer to him to let him know if you wanted to talk behind the scenes, we could. And like you said, I mean, it's not that I'm trying to be best friends or anything like that, but at the same time, like you said, if we were to see each other, at least we know that we can speak to one another. And I feel like, to go back and answer your question, that's where I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Just forgiving myself for whatever mistakes I've made and forgiving others. I don't hold any grudges. What happened, and it is what it is. Back then when I was on Unpacking the Baggage, a lot of unforeseen circumstances happened. Some out of my control, some that I probably could have controlled. But like I said, the type of person that I was back then, excuse my language, I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I was. I did not care. So now, today, I care. I care more so about what people think of me, how they view me, what my kids think of me, what my daughter sees in me, just who I am and what type of leader I can be, more so for my children. It's not even more so about me and who I can be for others who are viewing me.
Yeah.
So when it comes to what I'm doing right now, I still have my own podcast, Unraveling My Roommate's Closet. And, I'm not working on anything toward that right now because I have a lot going on, especially trying to build a whole another career, take care of my kids by myself, So when it comes to what I'm doing today, it's pretty much focusing on myself. And just like I said, just trying to be a better me, trying to be, a better me and a role model to my children. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Absolutely. Well, I hear that, girl. What I hear you saying is growth. And I hear progress, between you and B-Level. Y'all have buried whatever it was, and y'all don't have any bad blood between y'all. And it's just good to know that, if y'all see each other out in public, it's all love. You wish him the best, he wishes you the best. And that's really kind of what the purpose of this reunion was, just a coming together. So
I always wish him the best. And anybody else on the show the best. I don't have any ill feelings toward anybody. Like I said, all of that I had anything to do with in the past is the past. And I would like to move forward from it. It's been it seemed like it's been 2 years, but at least a year, I feel like, for sure. And there's no way that I'm going to hold any grudges from that time frame, especially with us trying to work on something that was new to myself, new to all the others some of the others that was involved. Like, it was just a lot. And, I do want to leave today just letting everybody know, like, I'm fine. Like, I don't have any issues with anybody. And that goes all across the board. Yeah. Like, I literally don't have any issues with anyone. Yeah. I don't want to be put in the mix to even feel like I have any issues with anyone. And yeah, like, I wish everybody the best. Yeah. I really do.
Well, we wish that, same thing here. We just sending, the the best for you and your healing and moving forward. And we want to move forward with this conversation, Brittany. And if you want to stay on the line and hang around, we want to talk a little bit more, with Q, Kelly, and B Level. But like I said, feel free to stay on the line. And before we kind of, before I go to Q and B Level, Brittany, is there anything else that you want to say? Is there anything that you would want to say directly to B Level?
I am who I am, and I have a heart, so I still love you, B Level. I don't got no, I can't help that. I still got love for you. And it is what it is. Like I don't have any hate. I hate that it happened how it happened. And moving forward, like I said, I hope that, like you said, if we see each other, we can speak to one another. And that's just where I want to continue on with it. And if you do need to have a personal conversation in the future, or you feel like you want to talk about anything, you can. I'm here.
Well, and obviously it's hard for her to hear me because she's going through the phone, and I had asked her to come on for 20 minutes. Britt, we'd love for you to stay on, but I don't know that you're going to be able to hear Q. You can't hear Q because you're on the phone. So if you want to hang up so you can hear, I got some, I have some rebuttals and I want you to hear that too. So, but I do want you to be able to hear it. So you can hold on, but the problem with you holding on, because we're calling you on the phone, you won't really be able to hear me clear, and you won't be able to hear anything that Q is doing. So if you would love to call back after our segment, that's cool. But I do want you to hear what I have to say as well.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank
Q,
you, Britt.
hear that? No problem, Q. You do hear. I'm not going to be able to hear you, so I'm just going to hang up so I can hear everything. And if I have to call back, I will.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
So there we go, y'all. In her own words, Miss Brittany Arnold from season 1, basically, she's saying it's all love here. They've had a conversation. Everything is in the past, and we are working on healing and moving forward. And again, we just want to send Brittany all the best in everything that she is doing and has going on. Kind of getting back to Brittany being the first co-host, B Level, I want to know, what did you appreciate about Brittany as your co-host?
Well, let me back up, because I want to start how we got, Brittany and I got hooked up, right? When I decided from my ex to start the podcast again, I was looking for a co-host, right? And so I asked people to tag who you thought would be a good co-host. Shannon Streets, who is one of my best friends, Jermaine Streets, his wife, she suggested Brittany. So everybody was suggesting these different people. And so when I started interviewing, I started interviewing, just calling them, trying to get a feel for who I wanted to kind of be on the podcast as a co-host, I would normally have the conversation normally my conversation would last about 20 minutes, right? When I called Brittany, first time I'd ever met her, I looked down at my phone and I was just asking her, like, tell me what you want to do. And she had told me that she wanted to start a podcast. And so I looked down at my phone and we was on the phone for an hour. So I knew that she was the right one, just because of, our us working together. We had so much in common. So right out the gate, I respected that Brittany was very transparent. She's a Mustang. Brittany, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fronting. She's raw. She's real. And I thought, based on my kind of relaxed personality, it would be a good to have, we kind of be a positive and negative. And that's why I picked Brittany. And I still today, I'm just probably jumping ahead, but I still, I've always told Brittany that she's a superstar, right? And I've always wanted Brittany, when I knew that we wasn't going to be together forever, because I knew that she would outgrow me at some point in time, right? I know that she was just that good, that she would take off and do well. And so, but I really loved her honesty. I really loved her transparency. I really loved her rawness. I really loved her edginess. And so that was the reason why I picked her.
Yeah. Yeah. And we could see the chemistry between the two of y'all. Like you said, Brittany had no filter, and y'all did have just this it was a good balance, when it lasted, or while it lasted. So we did enjoy seeing her, and we did resonate with her, and it was very raw. It was very authentic. So I could see, the qualities that you saw in her and why you thought she was a good fit, because she absolutely was. Y'all complimented each other well in that first season. B-Level, how difficult was it for you to keep producing the show after losing a co-host?
Well, I think, I can't say that it wasn't difficult, because not only was your co-host, we had became friends, right? And so when you have a breakup with somebody that I kind of saw, like she said, my little sister, it was difficult, right? But that still didn't change the vision, right? I still knew that I had to kind of keep pushing. But at first it was really difficult, because we went from talking 3 or 4 times a day to not talking at all. So of course, when you lose somebody like that, it is very difficult.
Yeah. How did that experience of having that transition, with Brittany, how did that change the way you lead the people on the platform today?
I think one of the things that maybe I have to take my part in what happened is just setting really good guidelines. I mean, of course, Brittany and I, when I first got with her, Brittany was the one that helped come up with. She's the one that chose the name. You know what I'm saying? When our brainstorm was, what should I call it? And she said, "What about unpacking the baggage?" So, the thing about it is, what was the question you asked me?
How did that experience with her leaving change how you lead people today?
Not other than just, I needed to be very clear with my team now, right? I mean, even though I believe with my team now that I believe that this is all of our podcast, right? I give them creative control. I let them come up with topics, but I do require them to honor what they say to me. If they say that they're going to come to work at 8:00, I expect them to be here at 8:00. And so I guess what I learned is just really making sure that I'm clear with the guidelines. You know what I'm saying? Setting clear expectations and not letting that get away of the business.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later, because anybody that's ever worked with B-Level, and I'm sure Q Kelly can chime in on this, and we're gonna talk about this later, because anybody that's ever worked with B-Level, he definitely got the rules and the boundaries, and baby, he run a strict program. He run a strict program when it comes to business. And so the last thing I want to know, Level, is what's one thing that you want Brittany to know, since y'all, kind of, face to face? What would you want Brittany to know?
I want Brittany to know, that's why I tell her to hang up, that I still believe in her, right? I still think she's a superstar. I still think that she has a gift that a lot of podcasters don't have. I know that I will never have the only podcast. I believe that whenever Brittany sets her mind and her heart to, she can be great in that. I don't have any ill feelings of what happened. I pretty much left what happened back 2 years ago when it is. I still believe that she is great. And just because we ain't talk, or just because I got mad at her, don't mean that I don't believe that she could be great. And like she said to me, I was like a mentor to Brittany, or I was really trying to help her be great in some of those things. And I really do think I've seen some of her podcasts, even though she blocked me a couple of times. I've seen her do great things on her show, but I'm also rooting for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because we ain't working together don't mean that I ain't rooting for her.
Yes.
But that's what I would want her to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all show some love in the comments and get those hearts going up, because 1,000%, Brittany is definitely a superstar. And again, we just want to send love to her. And we're going to keep it moving. Q Kelly, you can go ahead and unmute that mic right now, honey, because we're going to go ahead and bring you in. So now, while B-Level and Brittany was going through what they were going through behind the scenes, there was someone else who witnessed all of this stuff firsthand. Q Kelly joined the show as a loyal viewer, just, reading comments in the beginning. And after a while, she found herself a part of the live broadcast. And like many people in this situation, she found herself caught between two people that she cared about. So Q, when you first joined UTB, what attracted you to this platform? Unmute your mic, girl.
We can't hear you. She says she's not muted.
She's not muted. And here we go with the technology.
Yeah. Are you sure on your...
No,
why don't you go out and come back in, Q? Because we can't hear you. For some reason we can't hear you.
Yeah. Y'all know how it is with this technology. But we're gonna see if we can get Q Kelly to come back in because we wanna.
Yeah, and while she's there, let me take the time to say tonight we have an official after party. Right after we finish, the whole crew is going down to Gigi's Lounge. So if you guys want to come and hang out with us tonight, it's gonna happen right after. Let me see. There's Q. There she is. Let's get her in here. There you go. Q, can you hear now?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you good.
Yeah. We can hear you. We can see you. We are live. Okay, girl. All right. So let's get into it. Once again, you came into this podcast and, it just started out. You was just, reading the comments. And then after Brittany left, you kind of took on more of a co-host role. So
I think you was asking her, how did she become?
I was getting to it, B-Level. Okay. Can I do my job?
Okay. I'm like,
so bossy.
Over these questions. Okay. All right.
So yeah, I want to know, like, when you first came on board, what attracted you to being on this platform?
Well, what it was is I was a loyal viewer. I liked the topics they would talk about. I loved how raw, like he said, and authentic that Brittany was. And I liked how they could agree to disagree or just disagree completely, but it didn't lead to them disrespecting each other.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. What made me even get asked to come because B-Level couldn't read. Like, the man needs hooked on phonics.
Okay. It'd be hard seeing them comments down there, Q.
And I'm like, I really, and they were great comments, but only if he read them right. And I'm like, oh my God, do you need help? He's like,
no, you didn't say I can read on that. I can read good.
No, Papa.
He can read, he just can't see.
Oh Lord.
Okay, he can't see or read.
Yeah.
It was just, I was like, no, you're not doing this right. Let me. And then he's like, why don't you come over here and read them then? I guess he thought he was being funny. I'm like, well, I will. And next thing I know, I was on there.
That's what I know. I mean, like I said, I watched those early episodes, and I remember when you first came on, I was like, oh, she cute. And I kind of like the energy and everything that you had going. Like I said, at that time, I think Brittany had, left or whatever. And then you came in. So I was trying to figure out if you the new co-host. So being in that situation, Q, where you cared about B-Level, you cared about Brittany, these are two of your friends. How, what was it like being in that situation?
It was hard because if I'm being honest, B-Level is the one that asked me to come. But I ended up forming a great friendship with Brittany too. Brittany was very welcoming. Brittany, for me, was a girl's girl. And they were both my friends, like they both were just on the same level. And I'm like, at first I only stepped in because Brittany would be on the road. And I'm like, okay, are you coming back? I would go to her, are you coming back? Well, yeah, I will be. I said, well, I just don't want to feel like I'm taking over your podcast. Like, we're friends. You don't tell someone you're their friend and then you try to take their job. You just don't do that.
I didn't know that. So y'all were having conversations behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, because I was wondering where she was. I'm like, I didn't know you weren't going to be here. And she had to work. She had to provide for her family. So then I just felt like you and me have the same birthday. Scorpio's loyal.
Yes.
If someone you say you claiming them as your friend, your homegirl, and this is her platform, why would you continue to stay somewhere that it would hurt them? You just don't do things like that.
I feel that. And especially being a girl's girl, I definitely get that. So I could imagine that's a tough spot to be in. Q, did you ever feel like you had to choose a side?
A little bit, because I kind of felt like B-Level felt like I was choosing Brittany. And I wanted to explain to him, like, no, it's not that. I care about both of y'all. I said, that's just like if Brittany stayed in the roles were reversed, I wouldn't feel comfortable because you brought me here, B-Level. You introduced me to the podcast. I still wouldn't end up having to leave because I formed a friendship with both parties.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that what led to you leaving? Because like I said, I was watching, I saw you, and I never knew, what happened. Did whatever was going on between the two of them, that tension or just being in that situation, is that kind of what led to you leaving the podcast?
That wasn't the cherry on top, because I didn't know that Brittany was going to be gone for good. What led to it was just a lot of like messy stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love to read some mess online, but when it kind of comes at your front door. You don't want to do that. Basically, for me, it was about the pastor thing. And I'm not gonna go in depth with that, but the pastors that were posted, not like it was on purpose, but one of them was Brittany's pastor and the other one was my pastor. Coincidentally. And something was like, that's not right. I would talk to my mom about it. She was like, no, I like our pastor. Don't do that. You got to have some type of morals. You got to know when it's just enough is enough, baby. Don't do that. And then 3 months later, didn't know my mom was sick and I was losing her. And I ended up needing to call that pastor to give my mother some peace in her final days. So imagine had I stayed on there and allowed the platform I was on to bash this man. And then I need him 3 months later to sing to my mother, to comfort my mother in her final days. That's why you got to be careful how you do people and treat people. Because not like anybody knew this, but I felt good knowing that I left when I left.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that, Q. And I'm really sorry to hear about your mom. B level, did you even know that? I don't know if y'all had ever talked about,
No, we didn't. I didn't know that was the reason why. Obviously, like she said, I pretty much thought she was choosing sides. You know what I mean? So we Q and I never talked. I think when she lost her mother, Q and I were not on the same page. I was kind of mad at Q too. But when she lost her mother, I called her and I said, regardless of how we are, I'm checking on you. Like, we can be mad after this, but I picked up the phone, and Q and I guess that meant a lot to her when I did that. So we just kind of did it. We never talked about it. And I picked up the phone and called her, and Q and I've been okay ever since then.
That's true.
yeah.
That's very true. He did pick up the phone and call me, and it meant a lot to me. I'll never forget it. Brittany called too, and everything. Very, very supportive. Tristan reached out to me on Facebook, so it does mean the world to you, even though your world is crumbling. It does make a difference when you know people that actually care about you, and it just wasn't for Facebook. You know.
Yeah. Q, do you wish that Brian and B level could have just
Brian
got
B
it
level
to
the same
Brian
person.
and B level? Brittany,
They different a little bit, but sometimes. But
do you think? Yeah. Do you think Brittany and B level could have? Do you wish that they? Do you think they could have kept it together? And would you have liked to have seen them be able to keep this podcast going? And what would that look like?
I definitely did, because if you just seen their chemistry, like, it's one thing to see it on Facebook, but when you're coming into work and you see how they laugh and giggle, and how Brittany will say something and Bila will like look at her sideways, but then he'll say something and she'll look at him sideways. Like, neither one of them were yes men
Yeah.
to each other at all.
Yeah.
And sometimes B level would stir the pot on purpose to get Brittany aggravated, which made it really, really funny.
Yeah.
I hated how it ended though. I really did, because we were having such a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. It is, it is what it is, how everything went down. But, that's what tonight is about. Tonight is about, communicating, saying things that probably haven't been said, and trying to get to that place of healing and moving forward. Q, is there anything that you want to say to Brian, or wait, Lord, I'm trying to say B level or Brittany? Is there anything you want to say to Brittany or B level at this point?
I mean, yeah, I guess I could say it for Facebook. Brittany knows how I feel about her. I think Brittany is really a great person. I think she's very misunderstood, which what I loved about her is she don't care what people think about her. Like, they're not writing your ticket to heaven, so who cares? Um, and she was, for me, she was very genuine and loyal, and she was teachable. She was coachable. People have triggers, and sometimes everybody doesn't understand them across the board.
Yeah.
B level, that's my dude, that's my guy. When I see him out, we laugh, have a darn good time. Like, the last time we all was like at Gigi's, then we went to that place in Sherwood. We had a good time. A little drama came with B level, I'm not gonna lie, but
we ain't gonna talk about it.
yeah, y'all might.
That's another show. That's another show.
That's a whole nother show. But he's still a really good friend. I do believe he still has a very good heart.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he still has his podcast, and I'm glad it's thriving. I'm glad the people that he have on his show, like, they seem like really good people too. They're a good fit for him.
Well,
But
you were
go
a good
ahead.
you were a good fit too, as well as Brittany. And like I said, I'm just so excited to get to actually feel like I'm meeting you this time because I feel like I already knew y'all. But it was really good just to kind of come on here and like, have a chance to come together and get everything out. B Level, you got anything you want to say before
Man,
we
Q
wrap
knows she
up?
my dog. She knows she my dog. I love Q. Q is, like I said, I was mad at her, but listen, I can't stay mad at folks for long. You know what I mean? And it's like we picked up where we left off, right? I mean, when I see Q, it's always a good time. And Q know I'm always a phone call. I didn't even know she had moved to Chicago, but I was so happy that she moved to Chicago. I told her on the phone, I said, I'm so glad your ass is out of here because I got tired of seeing you in these same old spots and clubs. So I'm like the big brother to Q, like for
He
real.
ain't seen me all year. He a lying ass.
Yeah.
Sure last time.
No, I'm saying I'm glad you
When
moved because I haven't been seeing you in these clubs. That's what I told her. But no, I love Q. Q know I got love for her. I
what
love.
Well, Q,
It's my little sister.
what are you doing? What you got going on these days? You in the Chi-Town. What's going on with Q Kelly these days?
Girl, I'm gonna keep it real brief because people nosy and they following this on fake news. Okay. I already know how
Listen,
these helpers
say
do.
less. Say less.
So I'm in
Living life
Chicago
in peaceful
and peaceful with my kids.
with
I'm
my
not one of them
kids.
mothers that go live my best life and leave my kids back at home with my folks. When I moved, my children moved with me.
Okay.
I'm doing good. I still work remote. I mind my business and I mind some of these folks' business on Facebook because the TV hot. I just keep up with some of it sometimes. Drink my water and just,
Mm,
I'm just thriving out here. For
yes,
me,
ma'am.
Arkansas was kind of just a standstill. I could tell it was just, I couldn't, spread my wings anymore.
Yeah.
It was time for change.
Well, listen, I'm loving this energy from you. And just like I said, we just want to send you love and thank you for being here again tonight. Y'all, we got a whole lot more coming up. And this is just season one. We got so much more coming up. So we want to take a quick break, but don't y'all go anywhere because we got season 2 right after this.
Bye, Q.
Bye. Nice meeting you, Deja.
Every chapter has an ending, and every ending creates the opportunity for a new beginning. Season 1 was filled with vision, excitement, laughter, long nights, and unforgettable moments. But it also brought some disagreements, some difficult conversations, arguments, and challenges that tested relationships and forced some tough decisions. Like so many seasons, it wasn't perfect, but it was real. Through every high and every low, valuable lessons were learned. Those experiences helped shape the culture, the expectations, and the direction of what UTB would become. The end of season 1 marked the close of an important chapter. While relationships came to an end, the commitment to the vision never did. B-Level remained focused on moving forward, continuing to build, and believing that the best was still ahead. As chapter 1 closed, another one was already beginning.
3 seasons, 1 night, one reunion. Yeah, this he did. 3 seasons, 1 night, one reunion. Yeah. 3 seasons, 1 night, one reunion. Everybody pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB podcast on YouTube. Now everybody, let them know. Started with a vision, now the whole thing grown. B-Level built the stage, now the whole team on. Microphones lit, every camera in position. 3 seasons later and we still on a mission. Little rock princess, bring the boss mentality. Beauty and business, that's the perfect reality. Tristan Highs with the hustle highlight. Talking motivation every single Sunday night. Yeah. And Fernie P bring the jokes with the heat. Got the whole room laughing every time he speak. Candy way up, keep the energy Trending topics, celebrity news, do your research. When it's breaking, she already got the scoop. Everybody watching cause she tell the truth. Different voices, different stories. One big family, one legacy. 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Everybody pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB podcast on YouTube. Now everybody, let them know it's in the news. Yeah, Chris Webb in the building. Every conversation got the whole room willing to hear another, take another point of view. That's what UTB always love to do. Brittany on her, yeah, history made. Season 1 memories that'll never fade. Q Kelly headed down, read the comments live, keeping everybody connected with the online vibe. Andre Hicks broadcast to the stage, professional presence every time she engaged. Every chapter helped write this story. Different journey, same UTB glory. It's bigger than opinions, it's bigger than debate. Everybody played a part of making UTB great. Instagram, TikTok, we everywhere. YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification, we going up. Oh yeah! Bring your people, bring your family, bring your memories too. One microphone, one platform, one UTB crew. 3 seasons, one night. This ain't the ending, it's another beginning. 3 seasons, one night. UTB podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe, don't miss. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we live. UTB forever. The reunion starts now. Lights up, cameras rolling, cast together, history in motion. 3 seasons, one night. Welcome to the UTB reunion.
Welcome to the UTB reunion season 2. Now, if season 1 was all about building the family, then season 2 was about testing it. This was the season where friendships were challenged, loyalty was questioned, personalities collided, and some of the toughest decisions in the UTB history had to be made. We saw incredible talent, unforgettable moments, painful departures, public controversy, and lessons that would ultimately shape the future of this network. But tonight isn't about pointing fingers. It's about telling the story behind one of the most unforgettable seasons in UTB history.
Welcome back, y'all. You are tuned into the UTB reunion live. And y'all, we fixing to change it up here. Oh my God, y'all, we didn't got some people in the building. First of all, Anthony P, where are you?
I love the background.
That threw me off.
Hey.
I wasn't even about to bring you in, but where you at, sir? That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, I'll let you know. Stay tuned,
Yeah, we got B level. Of course, we have the beautiful Miss Andrea Dree Hicks. We got Tristan Transformations. We got Chris Webb in the building. We see you, girl. How you doing? We got the season 2 crew here. Yes, and we literally about to turn up. And Chris Webb, she already there, y'all. She already there. Before we get started, whoever is on this live, y'all, we need to get some interaction. Hi guys. Hey, Green, hey.
Go somewhere quiet.
We need you to get somewhere quiet, girl.
You gotta go somewhere quiet.
We got a lot of feedback, Chris. We need you to get somewhere stationary so we can talk about it. So we can talk about what's in the news.
My people.
Yes. Now she done muted herself. Okay. Chris, where are you?
She is. You might have to go to somebody else. Let me see. I'm telling you.
Is Tristan on the line? I see Tristan there, but I don't see him. Tristan Transformations, are you in the building? Well, I wanted to get started with Chris Webb, but it looked like we got a lot of things going on here.
Why would she be at the club?
Is she literally Chris Webb? Can you hear us, ma'am?
She is go somewhere else, Chris. Go somewhere else.
She trying to get there. Why don't
you start with somebody else?
I was gonna start with you. I wanted to kind of see, I wanted to talk to Chris first because we saw you bring her in with the news. So I just want to kind of get your take on how she became a part of the podcast, and how did that come about?
Well, when I first. So when Brittany left, Q left, Tristan was in. Tristan actually came in the mix of Brittany and Q leaving. And so just watching social media, there was this dope female that had a lot of motion going on. She was reposting, posting. She had a lot of motion going on in the city. So I thought it would be cool to just put a segment on where she would come on every week and basically talk about some of the things that she was posting throughout the week. And so I reached out and told them, hey, I had this podcast. I got this segment that I'm thinking about. I want you to come on. You're not going to be a full co-host, but you're going to have a segment. It's going to last 5, 10, 15 minutes. And basically, you're going to talk about everything that you posted the week of. And so that's how Chris Webb was born.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, like, what was your idea for it? Was it supposed to be celebrity news? Was it supposed to be what was the idea for the segment?
So she was just supposed to talk about everything that she posted. Like whatever she was posting during the week, she was supposed to come on and talk about what she had been posting the week, how people reacted to it. And so she would do some celebrity stuff, but the majority of her stuff would be some of the things that she was posting throughout the week.
Okay. And so some of that stuff that she was posting was kind of going left.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Are you
you.
somewhere
Welcome
quiet?
in.
You got to go and sit in the car. Go sit in the car. Lord, how the hell she gonna be in the club, bro? That's crazy.
Her and Tristan in the same place. Look like.
Yeah. Go ahead. Though.
So I was just thinking, like, so you brought her on. She was posting stuff. Some of the stuff was kind of getting out of pocket. Then it came to UTB. When did you start noticing that people were getting mad at the podcast for things that Chris was posting?
Well, I think it was probably not early on, but, off the cameras, we had a lot of people kind of mentoring Chris. Dree was one of them, Tam, and we were having so many conversations with Chris. And Chris, are you in the car? Can you hear us now? Lord, she. So what we were doing is we were mentoring because I really felt that what Chris was doing, I felt like she could have been the TMZ of Arkansas, right? I mean, there's a place for that. There's tabloid stuff that they make a great living. So I was trying to coach her up to do some of that. And I think where it started kind of getting sticky is people would start getting mad at basically some of the stuff that she was posting on her own social media and relaying it back to the podcast. I mean, we were catching strays left and right.
Yeah.
But because I'm a team player, I was telling Chris, like, listen, man, I get 100 calls, but I'm riding with you. But I think that you have to do things decent in order. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think it came a time where things was not being done decent in order. But that was initially what she came on to do.
Well, we're going to give Chris a little time to kind of get adjusted because we do want to hear from her. I don't know if she's at Coachella right now or at Blues on the River, but we're going to give her time to get settled so we can, hear her side of things too. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into Andrea because she's sitting right beside me. And y'all, this lady, when I tell y'all, this lady smells so good. This lady smells so good. What you got on right now?
You know what? I don't even remember the name of it, but it's one of my go-to. I think it's a YSL or one of those.
It's pheromones and it's giving like
bonjour.
Was it okay? Well, that's what I need.
yes. So thank you for being here tonight. Now I kind of feel like, oh, me and Andrea, we co-hosting. Hey, Tristan Transformations just popping in here. That's not bonjour.
Bonjour.
How you doing, love?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you for coming in. I'm gonna get back to you in a second.
I should have been on the end of season 1, but we ain't gonna go into it.
We are gonna get into that, but we're gonna get into it a little bit later. We're gonna give Chris Webb time to kind of get settled, like I said. So we're gonna kind of hop into Andrea's time. Looking back on season 2, many people said that you were one of the strongest voices on this podcast, including myself. When I used to tune in, I saw myself. I was like, oh yes, I relate to her. Yes, she talking right. She getting these people together. You brought this feminine energy that I think just was needed. And so, looking back on your time on the show, what do you most remember about UTB?
I think that what I admired and what I really respected about the show was just the feel of a family. It was extremely family oriented. We all had great opinions, but we could hash it out
Mhm.
and we could argue
Mhm.
about it, and then we could get at the table with him, and it all made sense at the end. So
Mhm.
it was a great collective. That's, I think, what I really enjoyed about being on the show and a part of the show is just, you could always bounce things off of B level. And he was a good leader. He was an excellent leader, and like he always could find reason in it. He could
Mm.
understand the this, the that, and he could rationalize with every part of it and why people felt the way they did. And so I think that that was one of the things that I really like, because everybody has their own narrative.
Mhm.
Everybody has their own opinion, they have their own experiences, but sometimes when you can collectively bring those things together, and talk about them and project them,
Mhm.
and get you know the right energy out regarding those, I
Mhm.
think it's a great thing. So that's
Yeah.
what I really, really enjoyed about the show.
Yeah. Well, we loved seeing you, sitting next to B level, and like I said, just bringing that perspective that was your own and standing on business even when it was maybe sometimes an unpopular opinion. You would go toe to toe, 10 toes down with Anthony, B level, Tristan, whoever in the comments, like whoever it was, and like you stood on business and said it with your chest. And so like we love that. Did you realize, or when did you realize how important your voice had become to the audience and the people that were relating to you?
I think that I was thankful for the opportunity to be able to be a voice. I think, and that started really young, just being the oldest of seven and having a single mom, a mom that was, my mother was a single mother, and just having to really work and not being given a lot of things,
Mhm.
just having to work for a lot of things that I've obtained in life, won, lost, whatever. I think those were, I just learned it really young, and so sometimes you just have to say it. You just have to say it. You have to mean what you say. You have to put it out there and just let it be what it is. And that's so yeah, I learned, very young to do that. And I think it's a great thing to be able to,
Mm.
yes, it's a good thing to be able to do it. And a lot of people respect that about me. A lot of people come to me for advice. They'll come, hey, I need you. It was funny. I was driving over here today and somebody's like, sis, I need you. We need to talk. So I'm always trying to be that voice of reason to
Mhm.
people, until I get to where I want to crash out
Mhm.
sometimes.
Mhm. Everybody, we all have a little crash out moment.
Yeah.
But
So
you got to bring it back. And
yeah.
your
Right.
energy even right now is just so calming. And
Right.
so, a lot of people felt that from you. A lot of people saw you as, very professional, very articulate and well spoken. And I just kind of wanted to know, not even was it intentional, but like how were you able to find your voice?
I think through Christ. I really do. I think that that's the foundation of it. My parents are very spiritual. My mom is. And so they are in ministry. Ministry always gives you the confidence, and it just kind of, like I said, it roots you. It gets you
Mhm.
grounded. It gives you the foundation, to be able to sometimes have those hard conversations and to say what people won't say, to go where people won't go,
Mhm.
and to be able to stand when a lot of people won't. And so I think
Yeah.
I'm always for the underdog. I like I said, I'm gonna stand when a lot of people won't. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say what they won't say. And I'm gonna try to
Mhm.
articulate it well. But I think that that's what gave me my voice.
Yeah.
Just having a strong mom, a mother who wanted to do right no matter what. Just she was a teacher. She was she just was a great leader,
Yeah.
and she's dead to this day. And so being able to have that has really shaped it. It's really shaped me and made me into the
Mhm.
person that I am.
Love that for you. That foundation is very important
Mhm.
for finding your voice. So, looking back, like I said, we are talking about the reunion and how things change. And we love, tuning in and seeing you. And it was like when you weren't there, I even used to tell B level, we can tell the difference. I could tell the difference. It just felt different. And so like you know, we
You
kind
the
of
one got my ass fired.
what had happened was listen. I do want to talk though about, you know, the transition and the departure. When do you feel like things started to change?
I don't think that there was really a change in the show or a change with anyone that was in the show. The change took place within myself. My husband was coming home. My daughter was experiencing some things, and you know, life was lifing, and it had nothing to do with this show. It wasn't that, oh, I've did this for a while and I'm bored now, or
Mm-hmm.
oh, this or that. I just think that there was some internal things that were going on, and there was some pools that were there was some shifting that was
Mm-hmm.
happening. And as you just said, and as I was over there listening, you know, B level is very structured, and he wants your ass here at
We're gonna
work,
talk
you know.
about it.
So and some Sundays were just, you know, they were hard. And he did. He most definitely being right, you know, and just being fair. You know,
Yeah.
he really tried to accommodate. Hey, you know, if you can't come in these days, can you do every other week? Um, but I think that, like I said, you know, it wasn't that the love wasn't there. It wasn't any
Mm-hmm.
of those things. It was just, you know, like I said, my husband was coming home. My daughter was, you know, there was just a lot of
Yeah.
internal. I was
Yeah.
shifting jobs, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just, you know, some career changes were happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it was taking me in some different directions,
Mm-hmm.
and that's primarily what that was.
Yeah.
And he needed, you know, he needed, like you said, to keep that
Yeah.
that female voice and that structure in the show. And so you know, he had to make some changes,
Yeah.
and I respect that. I always respect that. I've
Mm-hmm.
been in a corporate world. I mean, if it's working, it's working, and if it's not, it's not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. With Bobby coming home, and shout out to Bobby, with that transition of him coming home and trying to balance marriage and trying to balance life and trying to balance work and family, and then the commitment of a podcast on top of that, how was it trying to balance all of that? Do you feel like you have to, you know, be everything to everybody?
Yeah, I think that most women do. You know, I think that unless you really have, you know, a good partner,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you most women are usually, you know, the
Everything to
fabric, you
everybody.
know, you know. So I mean, it was hard. It was really hard. Like I said, my husband was coming home. He's trying to adjust to the world again. We're learning each other. You know, it was
Mm-hmm.
a lot of fucking and fighting going on at the same time, I may say, you know. So it was a lot of
Literally.
a lot, you
Yes.
know, and just, you know, relearning each other and trying to balance life. It was a lot. It was
Yeah.
really a whole lot, you
Yeah.
know.
Do you think that, you know, is there anything that you feel like could have changed you staying? Is there any, like, under what circumstance? Like I said, we just love seeing you there. And, you know, is there anything that could have been done to make it possible for you to stay?
Well, you know, Brian fired me.
What
I
you
call him Brian, you know.
do?
I mean, I do think that you know, I think that, you know, like when people have these reunions and they have these shows, you know, there's a time when you do the kickback and you do the comeback, and you know, so maybe one of these days.
That's what
you
I'm trying
know,
to ask. If B Level asked you to come back, what would
he
you
asked me to
say?
come for tonight, you know. So, but he knows. He knows that I love him. I love him as a person. I love him as a mentor. I love him. I love his leadership.
Yeah.
And so if I can most definitely come back and be a vessel to this show at any given moment, I most definitely would. My life is in a different place now, but at the end of the day, I will support it. I would jump in there if somebody can't come, you know. So those are the things. But yes, I am most definitely open. But I think that he's chose some great picks that have added a lot of value to this show as well. And you know, he always picks up where he left off, and he makes it get even better. So to answer your question, yes, the invitation is all, you know, if the invitation is there, I'm going to accept it. And that's, you know, that's just what that is.
Look at Tristan down there smiling.
I miss Tristan and Anthony.
I did want to ask you one question. I know hindsight is 2020, but I want to know what your reaction was, because I want to know what your reaction was. And this is no shade, but when you logged on one Sunday and you saw Candy Webb sitting in your spot, what went through your mind when you saw that? Did you know that was gonna happen? Because as a viewer, I just popped on, and like I said, we used to seeing transitions and things. If you are a fan of UTB like I've been since season 1, you get used to seeing people, and then you see somebody else. What went through your mind when you logged on and saw that?
Do you really want to know that?
I do, because I'm like, did you know? Yes.
Candy was already kind of flowing in the show, and she was a very active watcher.
Mm-hmm.
And so it did not surprise me when I saw her, come in. I do think that nobody can sit in my chair the way I sit in my chair. But, I do respect the women, and I do, respect their take on things. So, I wasn't surprised, for that. When he brought Princess on, I thought that was a great pick as well. I have the utmost respect for both of the ladies, and I think that they're doing an amazing job. Like I said, I think they add a lot of value.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ladies add as much value as I do. But no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but no, I think that they're great.
Yes.
And I'm really proud of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Andrea, we appreciate you for being here tonight. Like I said, it's all love and good energy. What you got to say, B-Level?
No, she just got to stay around. You got to call Chris.
We got to call Chris.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you my phone.
See if we can. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can get Chris Webb on the line, because she had a lot going on. But we got to get into this.
Here you go. I'm gonna call in here.
Okay.
So it's So anyway, thank Dree. Thank you. You know, Dree. I love Dree. All right.
Okay, y'all. We trying to get Chris Webb.
Chris is at the club.
Hello.
Chris.
Hi.
Hey, girl. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. What y'all doing?
Well, we trying to get you on this podcast so we can talk about it. So we can unpack this baggage.
Where you got me?
Listen, where you?
Call time.
Look, bitch, I'm outside. I said I'm on the podcast, and I'm gonna do it outside. I'm doing both tonight.
It's okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We already talked to Andrea. We got Tristan. We got Anthony here. Of course, we got B-Level. So, Chris, when you I want to kind of first talk about In the News, your own product, right? When you first started In the News, what was your vision? What was your goal for In the News?
Well, really, with the It's in the News, it wasn't something that I woke up one day and was like, hey, I'm going to start a platform where I'm doing bitchy shit going on in Little Rock. Like, it was a story that kind of went on around the city. It was like some gossip that went around the city about this couple that was like in love since like 1990 or 1992. And like everybody was like, what's going on? I don't understand. I was like, y'all want me to do it? It's in the news. And I was like, periodically would like give rundowns on shit that went on in the city, but I wasn't just doing it like full time, like continuously on a consistent basis at the time. And so I was like, y'all want me to do it? It's in the news. And they was like, yeah, because I need to know what's going on. You know, motherfuckers be just so nosy, they just can't take it. So I had all the receipts and stuff, because, you know, we got a little messy group chat, and they had sent it to me. So I'm like, is it okay if I share this shit? They was like, bitch, go ahead.
Oh, Lord.
So I just started doing this shit, and after a while, it was just like, it go on down there every single day, every week. So I just started doing that shit. Like, the people called me to do it. I was a public service to the people.
You was a public service to people?
Yeah, until I got sick of doing that shit and I got demonetized. So I was like, fuck this shit. This ain't worth me putting my livelihood in danger and having, you know, bad vibes. Because I'm really normally a happy person, jovial person. So after you do that messy shit, you waking up to that shit every fucking day, that shit starts to drain you. And so I just got tired of fucking with that shit. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, like, when did you first notice that, you know, In the News, people was really paying attention to it and it was taking off?
I remember one day I was talking to my friend and he was like, Chris, man, you got this city in an uproar. You got this shit jumping in. So I talked to my other friends. They be like, bitch, you got it jumping in the city right now. You ain't even here. I'm like, for real? They be like, bitch, you know, everybody bullshit. You not even in this bitch. I was like, shit, I'm tapped in right now. So
You tapped in.
This is how I win. I'm tapped in, so this is how I win.
You literally were like the TMZ of Little Rock for a while, Chris. Was that attention addictive, or did you feel pressure for it? You know, how was that?
I mean, you know, at the time, you know, this shit was easy dozy. So, like, you, of course, I'm gonna be honest, like, you be getting that attention and shit, and you be like, damn, I'm gonna lead like a big with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But after so long, it just starts becoming irritated because, like, when I came down there for 4th of July, I really didn't like people knowing who I was, and I didn't know them. Anybody can just run up on you and shit. And so, I mean, you gotta take it as, you gotta take it the good and the bad, but like, I mean, it's fun being known and stuff, but then it's not because anybody can just come up to you. They're like, I had some people say, you Chris Webb. I'm like, I be apprehensive. Like, do I want to say, yeah, you want some rah-rah?
Right.
And I had some run-ins too with some people. I had a run-in with Tanya and Tristan. We talked down. I had a run-in with B-level ex-wife. I mean, this shit was real. So, you know, I realized how real it was and how it affected people.
Yeah.
And so I just was just like, I'm gonna step away from this shit because I don't want to bring down the Black community already more than what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was what I wanted to ask you too, Chris. I was wondering if you ever, you know, do you ever feel like you hurt some people more than you realized when you were posting what you were posting?
Absolutely. And so I know for a fact I hurt people, you know, and as I come in contact with certain people, I do personally apologize to them. You know, some people was like, hey, I contemplated suicide and shit. I don't want nobody to die. I just want to laugh at your ass. I don't want you to die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm realizing now, you know, people are already fighting for their lives and shit like that. The last thing you want is a motherfucker putting your life struggles on the internet laughing at your ass. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen the area in my ways and realized that this shit wasn't cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm a happy person and I'm not really with the drama and shit. So yeah, it kind of...
Yeah.
It kind of opened up my eyes to just do better. And so, it's not the end all be all for me. You know what I'm saying? I have a career. You know what I mean? So I don't not have a career. So I don't have to, I'm not leaning too much into the social media shit. I don't need it like that because I got a career.
Well, we are here at the UTB, you know, reunion. So I do want to bring, you know, B-Level and Tristan into the conversation because, you know, there was, you know, some mess and stuff that went down, you know, with the podcast and with you leaving the podcast. Chris, did you ever feel like B-Level was trying to control your content at any point when you came on to the podcast?
Well, me, the one thing that I will say between me and B-Level, I made it clear with him, he cannot control me, and I think he cannot control me. He cannot tell me what the fuck to do. I do what the fuck I want to do, how I want to do it. We had many times where he was like, Chris, you could have delivered that better. Well, I didn't. I fucking did. I got it. God damn it. What the fuck I gotta get? You know, asking integrity, fucking integrity. I'm the hood dude.
Chris. Well, I think that answered the question. Oh my God. Well, B-Level, I know that y'all were having some conversations. You know, I know, you know, you was trying to get her to, like you said, deliver the news in a different way.
You know, she can't hear me, right? She ain't gonna be able to hear me and Tristan.
Okay.
So yeah, you so have to ask her all of the questions, then go to Tristan because she can't hear Tristan.
Okay. I'm talking to B. Can you hear him, Chris?
Yeah, I can kind of hear him.
Yeah, she can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, just kind of getting to, you know, like the separation and all of that stuff. But before I even get into that B-Level, you know, what were those conversations or what was it that ultimately led to, you know, y'all parting ways? That's what I really want to know.
I didn't fire Chris. Chris quit. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say Chris. I didn't fire Chris. Chris took a hiatus, like a 2 months hiatus. And she was just overwhelmed, right? There was a lot of stuff going on with her. She was overwhelming. But the thing about Chris is I was reaching out to her, trying to check on her because she just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Like she just one day went missing.
Yeah.
And so she was not answering me, but she would answer Dree calls. So I was like, you know, Dree, what's happening with her? Dree was in between. Was she okay? But I was calling her, worried about. And then, so there was like a whole month that we didn't have any news, right? And so because I didn't know if she was going to be gone forever, if she was going to be gone for 2 months, 2 years, I didn't know. I ultimately had to do what was best for the product, right? I mean, I love her. and I can be a mentor and my big sister, but I still have to do what's the best with the product. So anyway, I didn't fire Chris. Chris, when she left and was on that hiatus, I had to find somebody else to do the news. So that's how that happened.
Yeah. Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna keep you in the hot seat for just a little bit more, because you did bring up, the fact that, in the midst of you posting certain things, sometimes you caught some smoke from some people in real life, and we know that you were a part of the podcast, and there was a little bit of drama that went on with another podcast member. What was, and let me first ask Tristan, what
You're not
was?
gonna be able to hear it.
Well, no, I want to ask the question to Tristan. Like when Chris ended up posting your mugshot, because that's what the drama ended up being. First of all, what was your relationship with Chris like? What was y'all's relationship like before that?
Well, I didn't introduce myself, but we'll get to that.
Well, go ahead and introduce yourself, Tristan.
No, it's okay. We'll get to it later. We're gonna go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes because we've been on here for like 30 minutes. I knew of Chris when I worked at Hollywood Studios. She used to come and sell her lingerie to the women, to the clients and the customers. She's coming to the salon and the adjacent salon next door. We were cool. We were cordial. She supported us. She came in. Believe she came and got her hair done by me before her, as well as the lady next door, which her name was Melissa.
Are y'all talking to me?
Put your phone on mute, Chris.
So I met her through her. So I've been knowing her since 2015, just like on social media, and her just coming in and selling items. And I was her. I'm the only male that she sold male sleepwear to, like cloaks and house coats and stuff like that as well. And so we had a relationship. It so happened, I don't know if she had gotten into it with my best friend, or they had words, or they stopped talking. So I believe that was the division years ago. So her coming onto the podcast, I was kind of a little leery about it. I wasn't for sure, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have a for sure problem, but it was just, I knew it was something between, between her and my best friend. So I just kind of and I know just a certain stuff up stemming from back then, but they had talked about that. So I kind of just left it where it was at. So we opened her, Chris Well, with open arms, like she was family, just like the other cast members that I came before.
Whatever, Tristan.
So we wasn't best friends. We didn't call each other every day or whatever. But she made a comment on my status every now and then. I made a comment on her status every now and then. I didn't have her number, but we spoke more when she was one of the co-hosts, or when she had her segment on UTB.
Yeah. Well, Chris, before I let you go, where are you and Tristan now? I guess, have y'all, with all the drama and tensions aside, where are you and Tristan now? Did y'all ever talk about that incident? Did y'all hash it out, or,
I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
With the feud with Tristan, after everything went down, had y'all ever reconciled or apologized or seen each other or talked about the incident? Where do y'all stand today?
So when I came in on the holiday, I ended up seeing him, and I feel like we had like a little understanding. We got to understand, and I'm not saying we like best of friends or whatever, but it ain't no problem. If I see him, I speak, and I ain't finna be no bullshit with him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we straight. Ain't no problem.
Well, looking back on it, would you have made the same decision, or do you feel like you would have done anything differently?
No, whatever I did, I'm gonna do it again. I'm
standing on business.
Yeah, shit, I did the shit. It's what it was going on. Like, I apologize for what I did.
Well, can I go ahead and say something while she's on there?
She can't hear you.
It was late. It was late at the time.
Yeah.
I know she can't hear me. She can't hear me, but I'm saying, let me go ahead and say something. She got the plug.
She come here.
But shit, I did it, and I had a great time doing it, and I don't fuck with that shit no more.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you coming in, and we didn't expect anything less than what you gave us tonight. Literally, you came to unpack the baggage, and you came completely unfiltered. And like I said, we didn't expect nothing other than that. Okay.
Okay.
So it was good hearing from you and seeing you while we could. Girl, we're gonna go ahead and let you go so we can keep this conversation moving.
All right.
Thank
y'all for being patient with me. I had to go outside. I'm trying to multitask.
Okay, girl, be safe.
Okay, bye.
So Tristan, what were you trying to say while Chris was on the line?
I forgot, but I really wanted to address her. I just really wanted to address her. That's what a reunion is all about. I just wanted to know what was the point of her being so personal with her news. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a point to me. It wasn't a point of her posting me. I was looking forward to her posting me, but as a castmate, you don't think you should have just took my like you should have got my statement or something. You just post like I went there. You went with their side versus even talking to your co-host to see what my side was. You just already went with the media. You know what I'm saying? That's what got me. It's like, and then after that, you kept going every week. It was something. So it made it personal, your personal text. It's like, damn, girl, I've been on this podcast with you 7-8 episodes, and like you ain't never did. Now all of a sudden, like I went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Falsely went to jail. Like you didn't even try to do your homework to know why I went to jail. I didn't even know why I was in there. You know what I'm saying? You had more information than I had. But even after that, you just kept going and kept going. You made it way personal. It's the difference between posting the news and you keeping me in the news or keeping me in stuff to have me in the news, like to get me to get into it. Like that's what irritates. Like what's the point? Like why am I top? I know I'm popular. I know I'm that nigga. I know I'm the best hairstylist in the state of Arkansas. But what is the point? Because that was your excuses. Oh, you popular, but what is your point to keep going and going? You made it personal. Like you made it personal every week. Like it's like you had people watching me my every move.
Yeah.
So to add some content, Daisy, I don't know we covered it. What happened is Chris ended up posting his mush. I don't think we covered that because Chris kind of got everything kind of out of.
It's just the stuff. It's just the subtitle she was using. It was like he's a thief, and he's like, you don't even know that to be true. Like you just put shit out there to make me look bad.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like, she said she came in town and y'all had a conversation. And at the end of the day, it sounds like.
What happened. Let me give you my rendition. What happened was I seen her at Trop. I'm not at Trop. That's Southern Missouri. I seen her at the DAC bar, or whatever the case may be. And I was already a little tipsy. Mind you, I'm still a whole man, so I'm not going to hit her or do nothing. But yeah, I was like talking shit to her, like, yeah, in her face. Yeah, like, yeah, bitch. Like I was smiling because I didn't want to seem like I was rock because I'm still a man. I'm smiling to let you know I'm not gonna hit you, but I just want to rough you up a little bit, like ho, just like, let me let you know that you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like as a little, like a big brother type, like bitch, yeah, I see you, bitch, you ain't supposed to be here, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel. So we gotta understand it, you know what I'm saying? She was like, she ain't on there no more. She apologized, whatever the case may be. But however, you know what I'm saying, I felt how I felt. We kind of had like a little sweet talk, but we didn't get to the nitty gritty. That's why I wanted her to come to the reunion so I can let her know how I felt. Because when in the midst of the club and I'm drunk and I'm talking my little shit, I'm not getting out what I'm just calling you bitches and hoes. You know what I'm saying? We're not getting to the meat and potatoes of why I'm upset or where I felt like you went wrong here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to talk to her while she was on the phone to let her know how I felt. You get what I'm saying? Because I felt like that was wrong. We weren't the best of friends, but shit, you my castmate.
Right. She was a castmate.
If I'm gonna see something in it, it'll be different if you just the regular, like I wouldn't care. But you was on the podcast. I mean, you could have called B level. What's the T on Tristan? Well, we need to get him an interview in here. We need to see his side. We need to get him on here now. Like I'm thinking she doing it. I knew I was gonna be in the news. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see it because I believed in her. You know what I'm saying? That's what's the fucked up part about it. I believed in your news. Like I was excited to see me in your news. I built a whole sale for my business from me going to jail. You think I'm gonna capitalize off everything? Ain't nothing that's gonna shame me because I'm gonna turn it into a positive.
Okay. I know that's right. Turn that L, into a win.
Dree is the voice with reason. I'm the voice with the season. Okay.
The voice of reason.
That's me.
Well, getting back to the voice of reason, Andrea, how did you feel? You and Chris were, y'all were girls and had a relationship, and then you on the podcast and all this beef with Tristan. How did you kind of feel in that whole situation?
I still just tried to stay neutral. I would tell each one of them when they were wrong. And I did tell Chris, I didn't go back and say, Tristan, but I did tell Chris, you can handle that better. And he is a part of us. He's family, you know, so you probably should handle that a little bit different. And, Tristan and I would have our conversations as well, because he couldn't understand, like he's saying now, he just couldn't understand why there was not this at least some level of respect. And so
Mhm.
it was just but it didn't, as we all know, Chris is Chris. And when she says it, she says it. They are both these type of people that when they say what they say, they both stand on what they mean.
Yeah.
Wrong, right, or indifferent. And so me and B level just were trying to be like the parents at the time that, we were like the mom and the father, like, hey, y'all chill with this, but it would, they would get the wrestling. So, we just
They
did
was
what we can to
tussling.
kind of contain it the best way that we could and keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a lot. That
It was.
definitely was a lot.
It was.
That was a lot. And then, we had all that beef going on, and we got to bring some kind of lightness into the situation. So then enters Anthony P, and we got him in the red room, look like tonight.
Right.
Yes. Go on, take your mic off mute, sir. How you
Are we
feeling
good?
tonight?
We already off mute.
How you feeling? I
I'm,
like the
I'm good.
fit. I like the fit.
I
Okay.
appreciate it. Appreciate it. They
You
told me
came here.
Cleaver's gonna be here showing little cleavage. I wasn't gonna let y'all do me.
No, we trying to stay together over here. No, Anthony, I know that you and B level go back, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel when he approached you about being a comedian on this platform?
He didn't approach me about being a comedian on the platform. He approached me to come be on the platform because when he called, he already knew what he was getting when he called me.
Oh Lord. Maybe he really didn't know what he was getting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, he knew what he was getting.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all come from the radio background. Anthony, how is podcasting different than being on, like syndicated on air?
A lot. I mean, on the radio, people just hear your voice.
Mm.
On the podcast, people see you.
Mm.
And so, you can be shy on the radio because can't nobody see you. But on the podcast, you gotta make sure you can't wear the same clothes twice and shit. Cause people be trying to keep up what the hell you had on. Bitch, he had that on episode 10 and he got it on again. So, it's totally different on the podcast.
Yeah. How much of a challenge was it for you to kind of go from being unseen to now being on this platform and being seen?
Like they say, the old people say it's always good to be seen and viewed, then viewed.
Uh,
So I was glad to be seen. I was glad
yeah.
when they came unto me and say, "Let us go into the house of the podcast and be seen."
That's what it said. That's what it said.
Yeah,
Okay.
what it said. That's what it said.
Yeah. Well, listen, kind of going back just a little bit, right? You were here when Tristan and Chris was kind of going through that little issue, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel about how everything turned out, and how did that affect the team, like the
It affected the chemistry
yeah.
because a lot of times based off my cast crew, I build a lot of my comedy off of them, so I bounce it off of them. So every time I come to the podcast, I never know what I'm going to say.
Mm.
So so you got beef in the studio, and you got two people that you normally bounce things off of. Now I can't use them because I don't want them getting mad at me and try to beef with me. And
Uh-huh.
so I learned too, on the podcast, kind of like we family. So I don't make they beef be my beef.
Yeah.
If Chris beef with Tristan, as long as Tristan ain't beating her ass, or he ain't, or vice versa, as long as she ain't beating Tristan ass,
Yeah.
just let them talk their shit to each other,
Yeah.
and roll with the punches. Because if you get in it and then they get back cool. And then now when Tristan have some shit at his house and he got his mom over there cooking and shit, now I can't come over there because I done
Right.
jumped on somebody else's side and shit,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, what I'm hearing you say is that, it was a lot. It was a lot of ups and downs and twists
Yeah.
and turns, but y'all made it work at season 2. And at the end of the day, I can tell that it's still family and it's still love. So I'm grateful for everybody that came back tonight and just had a chance to speak their piece. We have a whole lot more show coming up. We have season 3 and we got some new faces that we're gonna see when we come back. So y'all don't go anywhere. We have more of Unpacking the Baggage right after this quick little break.
The people sitting on this stage may not all agree about everything that happened, but one thing cannot be debated. Every person here helped write a chapter in the history of UTB. Without season 2, there is no season 3. There's no growth, no evolution. This season changed all of you.
You 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Yeah, this he did. 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Yeah. 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Everybody pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB podcast on YouTube. Now everybody, let them know. Started with a vision, now the whole thing grown. B-level built the stage, now the whole team on. Microphones lit, every camera in position. 3 seasons later and we still on a mission. Little rock princess, bring the boss mentality. Beauty and business, that's the perfect reality. Tristan Highs with the hustle highlight. Talking motivation every single Sunday night. Hey, and Fernie B, bring the jokes with the heat. Got the whole room laughing every time he speak. Candy way up, keep the energy fly. Lift the whole panel every time she ride. Jayla W to T, got the headlines first. Trending topics, celebrity news, do your research. When it's breaking, she already got the scoop. Everybody watching cause she tell the truth. Different voices, different stories. One big family, one legacy. 3 seasons, one night, one reunion. Everybody pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB podcast on YouTube. Now everybody, let them know it's in the news. Yeah, Chris Webb in the building. Every conversation got the whole room willing to hear another, take another point of view. That's what UTB always love to do. Brittany Honor, yeah, history made. Season 1 memories that'll never fade. Q Kelly headed down, read the comments live, keeping everybody connected with the online vibe. Under Hicks brought class to the stage. Professional presence every time she engaged. Every chapter helped write this story. Different journey, saying UTB glory. It's bigger than opinions, it's bigger than debate. Everybody played a part of making UTB great. Instagram, TikTok, we everywhere. YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification, we going up. Oh yeah! Bring your people, bring your family, bring your memories too. One microphone, one platform, one UTB crew. 3 seasons, one night. This ain't the ending, it's another beginning. 3 seasons, one night. UTB podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe, don't miss. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we live. UTB forever. The reunion starts now. Lights up, cameras rolling, cast together, history in motion. 3 seasons, one night. Welcome to the UTB reunion.
Welcome back, y'all, to the UTB Season 3 reunion. Now, if Season 1 was about finding our voice, and Season 2 was about surviving the storms, then Season 3 is all about discovering our purpose. This season wasn't built just on one personality or one opinion. It wasn't built on one viral moment. It was built on people with different backgrounds, different careers, different ages, different beliefs and experiences, somehow choosing to sit at one table. What started as one podcast has now become something much bigger. Today, UTB isn't just one show. It's a network. 6 different podcasts, 6 different audiences, 6 different perspectives, still one vision. But none of this happens without the people sitting here tonight. Every person here had a successful life before UTB. They didn't need this platform. They chose it. Tonight isn't about the topics that we've debated. It's about the people who've helped build this conversation. Why did they say yes? What have they sacrificed? What has this experience taught them? And what's it really like to work with B-Level? Tonight, we'll get those answers and more because we're pulling back the curtain on season 3. Because before there was a network, there were people here willing to believe in the mission. Let's get ready to unpack the baggage, y'all. Welcome to season 3 of UTB Reunion.
Well, hello, y'all. You are watching UTB Reunion live. And right now I am joined. We got some new faces in the building. So I need y'all to go ahead and show some love in the comments right now. I am joined by not Andrea, but actually Miss Candy Webb is in the building. So we need to have the producer to get that changed. Of course, we got Anthony P still in the red room, B-Level. And now we are joined by Miss Jayla with the T and Little Rock Princess. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Y'all giving like luxury, soft life energy, and I'm loving this for y'all. Yes, thank y'all for being here and coming in with this energy. I love a good little feminine energy. Okay, we got Candy Webb in the building. Thank you for getting that change. So, we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. You know, keep it rolling and keep the same energy going for the season 3 cast. Now we're in season 3. I want to start out with Little Rock Princess, right? Princess, when B-Level first approached you about joining UTB, what was your first thought?
I didn't want to do it.
Really?
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it because the last I had seen about it was like the pastor thing. And then I knew about Tristan and Chris Webb. And then I have this brand. And I was a little bit fearful of connecting that. So it started with him getting me on a Wednesday. He reeled me in.
He reeled you in.
And it took him a minute. I don't know if Brian remembered this, but it was hard for me. I had told him yes, then I didn't do it. And then he called me like, no, like Wednesday's something different. Like it's on a business tip, is it's on a whole nother level. And I did it with him. And I'm already creating content. So I was a little leery about it.
Yeah.
But because backstory, I've been knowing Brian probably since I was a kid. Like I would say maybe 14, 15 is when I first met him. My dad loves him. I thought about it, and that's kind of how I end up saying yes.
Listen, because you may not notice, but I actually recommended you to him a long time ago as a co-host. This was like, I think even before Andrea got here, I was just like, hey, this is the girl. She's, I'll be seeing her in the community. She's an entrepreneur and a business owner. And how you said no beginning, he literally was like, no, she got a lot going on. She ain't gonna do it. And so he didn't pursue it at that time. And then I think some time down the line, I tuned in and then I saw you on there. I was like, oh my God. I was just like, she is like a really good fit. So I'm glad that you considered that. And we love seeing you bringing the energy and the vibes that you bring to this podcast. So, Candy, I actually want to ask you the same question.
Okay.
When B-Level first came to you about being on a podcast, what was your first thought?
No.
It
was a hell no, actually. Because he said that he heard God, and I'm like, you may want to get it back to him because I don't think you heard him right.
That mic need to be closer, Candy.
Okay, I don't want to break it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't feel like he heard God right because I was like, I'm a lot more reserved now, and I'm like, I don't have enough personality to be in front of the camera, But he's pulling some things out of me that I didn't even know was in me.
Yeah.
It's, Anthony P's so fucking messy,
Man.
He's so messy, but. Like I said, when Drill was here, I can kind of be behind the scenes because she kind of took over. She had already had her fan base, so she kind of took over. So I can kind of slide in a little bit, and I didn't have to be up front so much. Yeah. But when she would kind of miss, I'm like, "Where the hell you at, Drill?"
Yeah.
So it forced me to kind of really for people to see my true personality because, like I said, some things had happened, and it kind of made me an introvert, kind of reserved. And then it started bringing my personality back. You know what I'm saying? To where I kind of started, trusting people being, because like I said, I guess sometimes trauma can make you, it made me introverted. I was like, I really want to be around people. I didn't, especially in front of a camera. And then B Level them had it. So it was so much. I was like, he gets pissed off when I said, I'm like, it didn't have no substance at first. You know, it was just so messy. And I'm just like, I was already catching strays as a fan. And so I'm just like,
Tristan,
if I come on the
phone,
show,
or turn your
I'm like, if I come on the show, then I'm gonna have to fight somebody. Or my kids gonna have to beat somebody up. You know what I'm saying? So, but it just like it's been a great journey.
Yeah.
It's better than what I expected. Cause like I said, I was a little fearful at first. Cause like I said, I really don't know how to do makeup and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna look on the camera. I'm still kind of boyish, but girly at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's been a good journey.
Yeah.
You so fine, Candy. Let me just say
She
that.
really is. Candy be coming in here together, y'all. Like I hear you saying that, but I'm like, Miss Ma'am, it's giving face. It's giving face.
My 19-year-old did my makeup, so
yeah.
Because I don't know, I would have had to call Princess. So
well, see, yeah, the reason I was asking is because we know Princess, you know, having her business and being a content creator and being on that side of the camera, and you know. We know that you have like your event planning business, you know, but not so much as making content. So I was just kind of wondering what that, you know, transition was like to be on the other side of the camera, to go from being a fan to actually being in the co-host seat.
It took some adjustment, but I think I'm there.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing pretty good. Cause like I said, I was a selfie queen. You'll see me up front doing something like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't care to be up front. You know, it wasn't, I would have rather done some marketing behind the scenes or something with him. But I'm glad he pulled me. Cause and then sometimes I'm so scared, but people don't know it because he carries the show so well. They'll never know that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So
Shut up, AP.
Well, and it doesn't even matter because, like I said, even if I come in and I'm just not knowledgeable about something, he'll carry it in a way to where I look like I'm a boss. So it's just, I don't know. It gives me a lot of like comfort of working with him, and he's so organized. My kids say I run a strict structure, you know, or a strict program, so I'm used to it. So if anything that's kind of in order, I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, everybody know about B Level program, and so I want to know from Tristan. What is it like? What is it really like? And be honest with us, Tristan. What is it like working with B Level for real?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest because that's what I do anyway. It's definitely well for me. It's my own experience. To me, I ain't gonna lie. He's like a father figure to me. You know, somebody who's gonna calm me down because I'm a little. Sometimes I need to be told to calm down. Sometimes, so like he's like him and Anthony are like. I wouldn't even say father. I would say like a big brother figure. So I need that in my life. You get what I'm saying? Me being the oldest on my mom's side and me being the middle on my dad's side. So I kind of need that structure, and it's kind of molded me because before I started the podcast, I did not like speaking, and Tim brought me on. You know, so when we have our hair show, they try to hand me the mic. I'm like, I don't want to talk to people. I was a person that was always closed off to people. So me being on the podcast, it kind of wrung me out of my shell. It kind of people got to see Tristan inside, not those hairstylists, but Tristan. They got to see me and my personality because I was always shut off behind the scenes in the salon, working 12, 13 hours a day in the shop till the next morning. So it kind of grew me in a sense. So that's my experience here.
Tristan, I was not expecting you to say that, especially the part about you being, you know, in your shell and not wanting to be, you know, on camera, because when we see you, at least when I see you every week, you are so authentically yourself. All of y'all are, and I think that's why people relate to y'all. So kind of going back to you saying about, you know, the structure and the discipline and running that strict program, Tristan, can you kind of see, based on how B Level is when it comes to business and running this podcast, can you kind of see how that issue with Brittany?
Yes, I kind of see it. I actually was at the tail end of when Brittany. I did a couple of seasons with a couple of episodes with Brittany and Q Kelly. So I kind of I feel like Brittany was a little mad at me because I stayed because she knew me prior to UTB, but B Level and Tam brought me on. So I was kind of a conflict of like, okay, but I could see, and that's the reason. That's one of the reasons why I stay. I could have left like, they got too much going on. I'm gonna go after this. But it was more so I seen the business side because I'm more, even though people know for me going off, I am also on the business side excellent. So the stuff that he was saying, and I could resonate with because I've been through it before. I had sweets dealing with 18, 19, and 21-year-olds and stuff like that, and just dealing with women, period.
Mm.
Not to say all women was the cause of
Okay.
the, I'm saying, just dealing
Yeah.
with different personalities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could resonate with B level more than I could with
Mhm.
Brittany, because I'm like, okay, that's business. Even when I have some ideas, he takes, I'm so let him do his thing, and what I'm saying. But we have to, at the end of the day, we have to realize,
Yeah.
even though we're a part of UTB, this is Brian's.
Yeah.
This is his thing.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
some of the stuff I could be like, hey Brian, like, come on now, like, but I can't do that, because you have to realize that this is still his
Yeah,
brand.
he's
Mhm.
spearhead.
You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you're gonna share ideas, but what I'm saying, if you're gonna get upset, just keep it to
Yeah.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's how I could say with Brittany's situation. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Me and Brian gets a little, we don't get in this class. I have, like, he might think one thing and I might think one way, but I'm not gonna get into it with him about it, because at the end of the day, I'm a part of UTB, and this is his thing. This, at the end of the day, it's his. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I can't, so I can give him an idea. He's free to do whatever he wants with it, because it's his brand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
If you want to do things with your own ideas, get your own. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
So Tristan, you have been one of the longest running co-hosts. I'm just curious, like, what's even made you stay this long?
I think it's just me myself. I'm the type of person that never gives up on anything. If I see something, a light in something, I'm gonna keep it forward. I'm gonna keep it going. I never give up. I've been through a lot of struggles, but I'm the type of person that always stayed in it. Even with my first line, you don't hear about me. Oh, Tristan worked in that salon. He worked in that salon. You only hear about one salon, and the rest has been my salon. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person that sticks to it, and I get it done, however long it takes. I'm about longevity, and consistency. So that's just my personality that keeps me staying, and the family oriented
Mm.
vibe. So I feel like they're my family.
Yes.
When I went to jail, first thing I did was call B levels. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we have grew to be a family. So
Yeah. And that comes across, like, we see that on the screen every week, like each and every one of y'all, even with people coming and going, like, the vibe is just there, and the fit that everybody that's on this platform right now, y'all just gel together really well. From Anthony P gonna say what he gonna say, Princess brings her own vibe, and of course Tristan. Then we got Jayla with the T, who is the youngest of the group. How you doing tonight, baby girl?
I'm good. How are you, boo?
Good to see you. Good to see you. So, Jayla, you are the youngest member of the cast, but you are so prepared. I remember when you first came on. I was so impressed because I have a journalism background, and so I asked Brian, "Where did you find this girl?" And so I'm just curious, like, where does your work ethic come from?
100% my parents. And especially my mom, like 100% a go getter.
Mm, yeah. When it comes to doing the news, were you doing something like this on social media before, or like how is it that you come on here and like you deliver this news in such a way that is so clean, it's so professional, it's so elevated? How did you learn how to even do that?
Uh, I don't know. I think it's just pure luck, honestly. I've never did journalism, broadcast, anything like that, like throughout high school or college. Like, I've always had like a friend that did it. Like in college, one of my close friends was like a news anchor, but
Mhm.
I wasn't by her side to watch what she wrote or how she set up her layouts on her stories. It was generally just having conversations with B level of what he wanted and his expectations, and trying to meet him where they were and just
Yeah.
delivering.
Yeah. Listen, do you mind if I ask how old you are, or look how young you are? I know you ain't 30s yet.
No,
How
no,
old
no,
are you,
no.
Jay?
I'm 26, turning 27 in October.
You're and the reason I ask is because your presence is just so mature. It's so structured and about business. And so I'm just wondering, like, between your personal life and your career at work, how do you stay so disciplined?
Um, that's a great question. I ask myself that all the time because I'm also right now getting my master's, so it's a lot. My work life schedule being an HR, and then the podcast school and juggling trying to have a personal life. You say what?
Taking trips, add that on there.
Hey,
Because she's outside.
and I'm gonna stay outside with a trip.
Mm,
If I can sprinkle some time in,
mhm,
it's a lot, but
mhm,
I manage
mhm.
Oh, you
it.
better do
Yeah.
sprinkles. You ain't princess. Y'all sprinkles.
Shut up, Trippy.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
We could do it.
Um, I don't know. It just takes. I would say one thing about me. I am very routine.
Uh-huh.
I do things consistently and routinely, and I think that itself is probably maybe why I'm able to manage
Yeah.
everything and sprinkle in trips, I guess. But yes, having a really solid routine.
Yeah, solid routine. Instead of Jayla with the T, in my mind, you're gonna be Jayla the go-getter. Cause listen, most
For
26-year-old,
real.
27-year-olds do not. I know when I was 27, I did not have my together. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be honest with you. But that's
Yeah,
another
I like that.
podcast.
I really love that
She
about
make me
you.
review my life. Like, what is going on?
Literally. But I do want to know too, Jalen. I don't know if you even knew what all was going on, what you were coming into when you came into unpacking the bag. You shaking your head. Did
No,
you? That's what I'm trying to see. Like now, because
no.
we didn't talk about all the Chris Webb and all that drama. You didn't have no idea what you was coming into.
No, mind you. Okay, so B Level sent over a few episodes of the podcast. He didn't send none of the messy shit that was going on. He just sent the good, the dialogue, everything. So I'm
Uh-huh.
like, okay. I'm like, I don't,
Yeah.
I saw how the T was doing. I was like, that's not really my style, but I see where he's trying to go.
Mhm.
And not that I know, obviously being joining the podcast, I heard some stuff. Then we in our group message. I'm like, hold on, now what happened? I gotta go back and watch it.
Right.
So then I
Right.
actually did my homework, like I
Yes.
do, and I found out this was messy as hell,
Yes. So
messy as hell.
after you did your research, did you have any apprehensions about that? Like, did you ever fear or think like, what if Chris Webb come after me, or what if somebody come after me, thinking like, I'm trying to step in this place and replace somebody? Did that ever go across your mind?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be, because I will say, like, we have two different styles. So
Mhm.
I don't ever think it
Yeah.
was be me stepping on her toes, because how she presents the news is completely different from how I present the news.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have our own two different styles. So even though I am continuing the content of delivering local and national
Mhm.
news, I think our delivery makes us stand out in two different capacities.
100%. 100%. So, Jayla, we have talked a lot about family, and
Hmm.
the feel of the family vibe on this show. Like, how do you feel about each one of your cast members?
Ooh. I will say I'm an only child. So
Mhm.
this really has become my extended family that I didn't obviously get to have in the upbringing. Everyone feels like, now I might be putting myself in this younger, but like B Level definitely feels like a father figure 100%, and everyone else feels like a older brother and sister. I truly enjoy it, the dynamic and how we are. And like everyone has said, for every season, it is truly family based and oriented, like how we treat each other, how we engage with each other, and it's organic. Like, it's
Yeah.
not fake. We're not, we'll talk to each other on like our group chat, but when we're on the scene, we're on unpacking the baggage, is real and raw and it's organic.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And with that, I want to kind of go back to Princess. The audience, we really do connect with y'all. Like I said that before. We just really resonate with y'all. Why do you think that is?
I think because we genuinely get along, and I don't think any of us give a damn about what people think about us.
Not no
I,
more.
I
I'm
think
past
that's the
that.
big thing. We all got our own stuff going. If you don't
Mhm.
like it, we like, don't watch. If you do like it, and if you don't like it, put it in the comment. We might agree with you. We might go back and forth. I think we genuinely love each other. I think Candy said today, if anybody was to ever see our group chat, like, we will probably all be out here fighting together at
Yeah.
least.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
Oh
In
my.
Like,
real life. Yeah.
we
In the group chat.
genuinely,
it does go down.
In the
it
group
goes
chat.
The
down.
burn
In
book.
the group chat.
Yeah.
Like, we
Both
genuinely
down and
rock with
clear.
each other. Like, it's not fake at all. I think
Mhm.
everybody on here like, we all have this thing established, like, we gonna stand on what we say. We know who we are. I'm gonna be honest, I hadn't really watched the show, so I didn't know anyone
Mhm.
coming before me. When I got into the show, I was a little bit, and I don't really get intimidated, but I was a little bit like, dang. He said, okay, we on like episode 160. So I'm like, what the hell
Yes.
did I do?
Yes.
And then I'm like, and then I think we had this episode where Andrea gets on and she talking, and I'm like, oh my God, this is what I am coming behind. And I had already kind of told him I'm very, very strong willed. Like we already had inside jokes. They were like, "Oh my God, praying you and Drea," but I love her. I love everybody that came before me. You know, I think Brian has done an amazing job being a visionary. Like, I don't think he get as much credit as he deserves. He sees each one of us. He knows our personalities. He knows what we do, how we mesh together, and I think that's why we even can now hang outside of the cameras. We're outside with each other.
Yeah, we actually like each other. Yeah.
We actually like each other, and I think people pick up on it. They don't always agree with what we say, because I know I've said a few controversial things about not giving a damn about people mama like me, liking me. Like, I know the audience go crazy with AP, like they tease Tristan, but I feel like they can tell we're real. We don't rehearse anything. Half the time, if I can be honest, we don't really know what we're talking about until Saturday. And then Brian,
Sunday morning.
he stiff arm us like, y'all better let me know if y'all gonna be on this podcast by
Yeah,
noon.
it's 7 in the morning. Can we get up first?
Right. And he wrote up, made us breakfast.
He want a FaceTime. Did y'all see it? Or y'all gonna be here? Y'all need to make sure y'all prompt. AP, have your ass in the seat. Like,
Candy, come on. You know, your internet raggedy as hell. I'm just like,
it's crazy.
Oh, and he lied to me too. He was like, you're not gonna have to come on. You can be virtual. But it took me out my comfort zone. Yeah. I've been having to come on ever since that lie.
That's what I wanted.
No, ever since we realized your internet ain't up to par.
I was like, tell the whole
shitty,
truth now,
Candy.
Candy. Your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Your Wi-Fi.
No, that's true. My Wi-Fi.
She got the essential Wi-Fi package.
That's why her ass in the studio today.
Yeah, nobody's virtual today but me. But it was gonna go.
No, but literally, like we can see the just the connection that y'all have, and just to kind of say, you know, something that you said, Princess, as far as it goes with B-Level being a visionary. One thing that you can't take away from that man is he does have this creative vision, and he knows talent. He knows how to put pieces of puzzles together. And, you know, part of this reunion in seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Well, that was Tristan's idea. The idea was Tristan, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. He was the first person that said we should do this reunion and bring everybody back.
That's dope.
And then I took it and ran with it, but it started from Tristan.
Yeah, but then Brian came in, true leadership. Like, he called us each separate. Like, are y'all cool with that print? Are you gonna be comfortable there? I'm like, I don't give a damn. Bring them on here. Listen, I got my seat. I ain't getting my seat up. I don't care who want to come back.
I know, and I love that for y'all. Like,
they got to go virtual.
It's like the vibe that we have now. It is a really good fit. And, you know, Tristan, being, you know, the longest running co-host on here, you've seen this podcast go from being in somebody's garage to then being 2 people to 3 people into what it is today. Tristan, what are you most proud of about, you know, being a part of this podcast?
Just the growth in every individual that's on here. Even when Brittany came on, you can we didn't see her, but we can hear the growth in her voice. And then also, and I feel like everybody has learned something from this podcast. I know I've learned something. Anthony, I know he learned a lot.
He's still learning.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And I will say, I know how to articulate my voice more. Me being on a podcast every Sunday, it has trained me to, you know, how to talk, public speaking, things of that nature. Because I wasn't always good with that. I just want to do my little class, teach my little students. Oh no, I ain't want to talk. I don't want to take autographs or nothing. So this really.
And he finally let me in. I was like, he tough.
Yes, Candy scared me. You said Candy. What's her last name? No.
Yes. I always
I called
in the group. I was there.
Like,
I said,
I know how to
I'm not
win
coming
people
in today.
Yeah.
Is they related?
I wanted the
I heard
same
they
thing,
was
Tristan. No cab. I thought this. I was like, why he bringing? You know, if they just had beef,
Here's
why he
B-Level. I
gonna
said,
bring
I
in
said,
another?
B-Level. I told him, I said, if you fucking with me, I'm going to quit. Because I know y'all not fucking with me right now.
No,
I mean, I don't know if we're related. Webb is like a rare last name though. But
well, it was the Chris and the Candy, and then the Web. I was just like,
Yeah.
wait, who is this? You know,
I mean, I'm all about family.
That
so
mic
it's
close
like,
to your Candy.
yeah, you said Mike. Okay, but yeah, I'm all about family, and like I said, she was really cool. How do you tighten it up? But then I was just like, Chris, we can't be related. You got too much shit going on. I mean, I don't know. We don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying?
So Tristan kind of brought up a question that I want to pose to everybody. And I'm going to start with you, Candy.
Okay.
What has being on this podcast and working with B-Level taught you?
More confidence, because, you know, a lot of times people think that I'm extremely confident, but I kind of dealt with some self-esteem issues after my marriage. And sometimes you think that you're healed or you're better in the area, but you don't really know until it's put in front of you, until it's been tested. So it's like, it made me pop my shit a little more. And I thought I was popping my shit, but it's like, it just made me kind of upfront with it and then not really care. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. I guess that's what I would say. It just kind of made me more confident in areas that I already thought I was confident in. So
yeah.
Jayla, what have you learned from working on this podcast and working with B-Level?
For one, that timeliness, he don't play. It don't matter if I'm off or I'm at work, he gonna make sure he get that news on time. But on a more serious note, he really has, as a person that is a leader in a business, he has amazing leadership skills. So really to be able to see him lead and his ability to check in, and he's just a phenomenal leader. So that for one, and then again, the ability to have that extra extension of family, I will always be thankful for that with the podcast.
Yeah. Princess, you are an entrepreneur, so I'm curious. You're a serial, multi-entrepreneur and successful. I'm curious to know what your experience has been working with B-Level and working with this platform.
It has been very enlightening. So for me, what I take away is balance. So anybody who know me know I'm always working, never not working. And for the most part, I have to be serious because I am in a leadership role. I have over 30 students I'm responsible for, 15 to 20 staff. I take care of my family and all these different things. And what I take from it is on these Sundays, I get to absolutely just put everything down, be myself, say what the hell I want to say. And I think a lot of people are relating to me more because they see, damn, Princess is human.
Yeah.
Like, she uses profanity. She has this type of opinion. Like, I cannot tell you how many people have come up to me and literally pulled me to the side, like, what the hell did Brian say to you to get you on that podcast? Like, I mean, all different types of people, because the podcast has hit so many directions now that I'm on there and I've done my research and just seen. And I tell them all, I say, it is a safe space for me. I can say what I want to say, be myself. And I'm vibing with some amazing people. And then the other thing is that extension of family. Funny thing is, when I got on here, AP and Brian both told me women that get on this podcast cannot keep their man.
Oh man, I've had to fire one, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Wait,
Damn,
and it
that's
is
right.
absolutely true.
I've been accused of Anthony P, of Brian. I'm like, if I was screwing him, you would never know.
I think it's just y'all age group. Y'all need to try younger.
Yeah.
Listen.
Jayla said I ain't having no problems over here.
Listen, I be cracking my jokes. I be like, I'm not studying Brian and AP at all, but I have been accused of it by many people. So it really has helped me, even with just caring about what people think of me on another level, which I already didn't care. But now it's like, you don't even know what we got going on, and you got your mouth on us. If that's what you want, just make sure you tune in. Check out what we're talking about. So, but Brian's leadership is second to none. Like, he be on our ass. We can be at the strip club till 4 a.m, and we get up on Sunday, and he already, it's time for us to FaceTime.
Group chat.
Candy, where the fuck are you? I'm like hiding from you.
Does anybody know where AP is? Tristan, you make sure you write him up.
Yeah.
Do your internet test if you're gonna be on. Do your internet test. Go download.
Yeah.
Do your internet test. I said this boy.
Right.
I ain't know the fuck what internet test was until today.
Oh my God.
May I say, AP, you're looking quite spiffy, baby.
I know, but they told me Candy was gonna be on this motherfucker with a Cleveland child, so I won't let her outdo me, But I tried, and then Jayla said she ain't never seen me in no clothes, so I said I'm gonna make sure I put on clothes today.
Yeah, he looked good in the boom boom room.
Yeah, he in the boom boom room. He in the boom boom room. Anthony P, I do want to come to you for a second and just and kind of talk to you and get your perspective. Like I said before, you and Brian go back like 30 years. Why did you trust him enough to jump into this? And did you know what you were getting into?
Yes and no. But to answer your question on the podcast part, when I used to see him do the podcast, I used to always be thinking like, damn, when the motherfucker gonna call me? He need me on that bitch. And so, but I'm glad he worked out all the kinks first before he called.
He worked out the kinks.
Yeah. And so, on the aspect of your question is like, like I said, I've been knowing for a long time, and so the role that y'all see him doing, I don't know that motherfucking Brian that y'all see. I don't know that B level that y'all see doing this shit. Because when we was on the radio, right? We didn't do shit but just show up. Like y'all doing. It wasn't no write no shit down. Wasn't no coming on no topics, none of that shit. Shouts out to the late DJ No Name. He handled everything that you see Brian doing right now. And so that's why I said if you see him B level, well, if No Name was still alive right now, he'll be proud of B level because the stuff he doing now, that was No Name doing. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, I think what B level was doing though, he didn't want to, sometimes when you go to a job, you don't want to let the boss know that you can do certain things.
You want
to have your ass doing them certain things. So I think he was just downplaying his goddamn self.
Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's why I had to save you for last, Anthony, because you just don't know what's gonna come out of this man's mouth. Like literally, I'd be looking at this show sometimes, no filter, and just shaking my head like, oh my God.
Yeah, he'll get to work on time, but he gonna leave early because he got to go gamble.
Listen,
when we out there talking, he was like, okay, he ain't going nowhere. But when he be like, okay, see y'all later, I'm like, well, he always pushes out the door. That's how you know he got some shit to do.
Oh no, I'm talking about when we was working together. He'll be on time. Okay, he'll leave early.
Listen, stop putting that man business out there like that, Anthony.
This real shit. Y'all say y'all want to do a reunion, talk about real shit. That's what the fuck I'm doing, talking about real shit.
This is literally why we had to put you at the end.
Can I add this in before you go on? Okay, so let me piggyback off of what Princess was saying. So I run a business, and I'm like, everybody is a potential client. So I'm just like, and then you teach your girls to be modest. So B level don't want it to talk about anal beads and all this shit, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk about sex. My girls may be watching. I mean, they need to learn. They need to learn. And then I'm like, if I cuss, I may lose a client. But it's like, I'm gonna get a client that I'm supposed to have, so I'm gonna be myself. So but I thought I was gonna run some clients away. So.
No, well, see, I think Princess did make a good point that when you get on a public platform like this, we do get to see a different side of you, and I think that's relatable. Important. Yeah. Yes, that's important for consumers, even because we may see you or know that you run this business, but then when we see you in this other light, it's like she said, oh, she's a human being, she's a person, she goes.
But I'm inappropriate. I have dark humor, but only the people that are close to me know that.
You sure don't share none of that shit with us.
Cause you nasty. Like you been saying what you doing tonight,
No.
Block. We're like, why I can't see none of that because Anthony P is blocked. They can't see my shit.
Anthony be doing the most. Anthony do the most. And the thing about Anthony P is, first of all, Anthony, what the P stand for?
Hey, I had to tell y'all I got church members watching.
Hold on. My bad. That's the wrong.
We can say that, can't you? Anthony Punane.
Listen, no, what I was trying to say.
Stands for Pizza Man. Stands for Pizza Man.
People absolutely love you, Anthony, or they completely disagree with you. Why do you think that is?
Because because I say what people really thinking, but they don't want to say it in this climate of the world how it is.
Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of times people live in I think, you know, a metaphoric world in their mind. They don't want to say the real shit. Like certain things we can't say nowadays, certain things you can't say or can say. But I think with me, I just say what people really be saying. So that's why they think it be jokes. That's why they laugh, because I say what the fuck they was thinking. They're like, damn, I didn't read my mind. But they can't say it.
I get that. Do you feel like like people misunderstand your humor sometimes though?
Yeah, when I came on, I felt like that, like you saying, misunderstood my humor, but I had to then be like, hey, you can't say this, you can't say that. So
it was in trouble every week.
And so I was like, damn, how you want me to be on the show, but I can't be myself? So I had to figure out how to not be myself. I did that shit for like 2-3 weeks. I said, I can't not be my damn self. I got to go back and be myself.
And that was kind of our quietest episodes we ever had. I remember those 2 episodes we had. I'm not gonna lie.
Huh, Jayla?
No, I was on the. He was quiet. Like 2 full episodes, 2 Sundays back to back, and then he came back the next.
Like, I can't say shit. You know,
I don't know how to not be me.
Well, listen, I do want to talk about it though, because you are very unpredictable. You probably the most unpredictable person on this panel. And I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
All right.
I know that my question is: has there ever been a time where you felt like you went a little bit too far?
Yeah, I know. I was on when I called Tristan a girl.
I actually remember.
I know he's so serious, but why did he say it like that?
Well, no, when did he call him a bitch?
It was
I called him a girl.
No,
it wasn't a girl. It was another word.
something else.
It was not a girl. It was something else because it
was triggering
me.
for everybody.
It was something. It was. I forgot what it was.
Y'all made me apologize for calling him a girl. So why I apologize for calling him a girl if I ain't calling him a girl?
Because you didn't say
was it
a
punk
girl.
bitch or
it was something.
No, I ain't calling
it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it was female-ish. Whatever it was that said I called him
pussy
female.
something.
No, I called him a girl.
It was a pussy ass. It was.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Something.
It was something triggering, and I even felt
I
like
said, ain't got the pussy about me or something.
Yeah.
I was watching it in real time. Yeah.
It was
and I
punk ass or something.
But no, that's another time.
That was another time.
Yeah.
That was another one. Okay.
The second time I had called him a girl because they had to call me and shit after the show. Tristan's not a girl. He's still a guy. I said, well, shit, he got them girl person and shit. So I thought, I'd be confused. I'm sorry. And so, you know, but for real.
It's a man, it's a necessity.
But on the show, though, for real, I have learned how to respect people, especially like females and Tristan, you know, his lifestyle. But goddamn it, yeah, I respect the motherfucker, but he's still for game.
Oh, Jesus.
But hey, for real though. Now, and like I say a lot of real shit. Like I ain't never had no gay homeboy, and so.
He's really not gay.
He's really not gay.
Yeah. Well, I ain't never had a gay homeboy. I ain't never had a homeboy like pussy and dick. So, but getting to know dude, you know, he cool, you know, like we talked about on the show, like, you know,
the realest nigga you know, huh?
Can I see myself having a gay homeboy, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know, I can only have one gay homeboy at a time, you know.
Yes,
so like, but before I met Tristan, my answer would have been like, hell no.
That's crazy. I get that a lot.
Hey, but the rules still apply. Like if he got drunk at a club and called me to come get his ass, he still got to sit in the back seat.
Look, he'll been to put Anthony out and drove his shit home.
Hey, I'm putting the child lock on everything.
Well, listen, we do see y'all going back and forth, and we know that at the end of the day, it's all love and it's family. I wanted to ask Tristan though, like, do you know, we know that you are, you know, a member of the LGBTQ community. Do you feel any type of pressure to, I don't know, be a certain way, or do you feel like you a representative, or you know, I just, you know, how do you feel about? No,
I feel like. I am. I'm not gonna say I'm not in the community. I am. I am in the LGBT, but I'm not. I don't live my life like that. Like I don't. I don't know how to explain it. I'm more so. Can I say? I just have gay sex. I don't.
You not gay. You just okay.
I don't know how to hold or none of that. None of that. I'm not on the step team or nothing. Like I'm not taking away from who I am. I don't know how to explain it. They need a new tab for me. I'm not bashing them. I could kick you. I would hope to have friends with LGBT. I don't have many friends with that are the people that are like LGBT. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just like I grew up with people around Anthony B level, so I resonate with them better than I do. I don't know why this. I don't know why. I guess because I didn't grow up in that lifestyle, but I always different.
He is so funny.
That like literally gave me a different perspective.
Yeah, it's just like because if I'm a band, like I don't know how to say it without being rude, like the loud ones and this crazy, the ones that Anthony don't like, the ones I will get into it with them, with Anthony because I'm not thinking about it. It'd be too much, you know.
Sometimes, no, for real shit. Sometimes I be wishing he was like that, so I can come up, so I can have a lot more jokes and shit, you know. I be wishing he would do clock it, all that other shit.
Man made too now.
Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
But no, so I didn't. It didn't. So when Anthony was saying his jokes, it really didn't offend me until I started hearing them more and more and more. I'm like, okay, calm down. Like, every episode. So I think that's what because I didn't know Anthony at the time. I didn't know him like we level knew him. So I'm like, is this nigga?
Hey, yes, it's just another thing.
Even the viewers was picked up on it. Like, is he always attacking Tristan or like, am I the easy target? Like, I'm like, okay, now we laugh. But we don't
but get it together.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. And I appreciate you.
I think the last time kind of just like, you're not gonna just keep on because I never something about me being pussy. That's what it was. That's what
it did. It was.
Yeah, see, he stopped bringing that purse to work too. And so he stopped bringing that purse.
You know, my outfit. It's when it's summertime.
But I'm saying when you stop bringing that purse, it made me start looking at you as a man again. When you hang them up with a purse, you know, and then sometimes it be on my side and shit.
We can't.
I understand why you bringing that motherfucker. It can't put shit in the motherfucker but a piece of gum and the ID.
Yeah, this too much.
Oh God.
This too much.
He just getting started though. Yeah.
No, this
ID.
He had a little ass purse. What was that? Kirk Nagger? What the fuck it was? Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Are we done? No, but in all seriousness though, like you know, we see the vibe, we see the connection here, and it's all love. I did have one more question for Anthony though.
God damn.
Well, no, on a serious tip, I really did want to ask you something that I think, you know, a lot of times people in the, you know, the viewers want to know. And this was something that I was wanting to know as well. Anthony, what do you do for a living?
Damn.
You have now reached a recording in error. Please check the phone number and try to call again.
Tommy?
Serious? Tommy, seriously.
What I do for a living?
No, Anthony, be serious. Be serious. We see you driving around with all these Corvettes and all these things. Literally, like the people want to know, what do you do, sir?
I knew it.
No, I ain't no scammer. Dang.
He got to only say
I have a
They're telling you something.
I have an unbelievable job. But for as you want to know about, you know, like you say, everybody see this and this and this.
No straight answers ever.
That's a straight answer. That stuff don't come from my job though. This stuff come from I got a deal with the Lord, right? The deal is
A deal with the Lord.
I think you got a national ding-a-ling. I think you kind of
hey, I'm being for real. So, hey, I got a deal with the Lord, right? The deal is I'm gonna give you everything in life you want. You just gotta advertise me. So that's why you hear me on a podcast going so hard for him like that.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He didn't
But
rehearse that answer since we
but
started.
I'm gonna reveal everything for y'all shortly, though.
You gonna reveal it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me 2 weeks.
Okay, y'all heard it here first.
I gotta wait. I gotta wait.
2 weeks.
I got. In 2 weeks, all the statute of limitations will be passed due, and so then I can come on out.
Well, y'all heard it here first, y'all. We gonna have a upcoming announcement, breaking news from Anthony P. We gonna have that special edition of
He ain't gonna
He gonna break it.
Yeah, he ain't gonna come back Sunday. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, y'all, when I say we have had a time tonight and we have like really unpacked some baggage tonight, this has been so fun for me. Like, I feel like I've gotten a chance to meet y'all and like really get to know y'all instead of just seeing y'all, on the screen. And so I just appreciate y'all, and I want to let y'all know that y'all are doing an amazing job. I hope that everybody that's here now will continue to be here for the long run. And we got a whole lot more coming. This is just the beginning for UTB. So I'm gonna toss it over to B Level in case he has any closing comments before we get out of here. You go ahead and take the floor.
Yeah. So thank you. Listen, I want to say this. First of all, I do need to say we do have after party tonight. It is at Gigi's. If you guys want to come, laugh, have a drink with us, whatever, we are going to be.
Fuck, have a drink. Come buy a drink.
Yeah. Come buy a drink.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, Gigi's. We're going to Gigi's.
Gigolo, that's his job, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it?
Our official after party is at Gigi's tonight, right after they close at 12. So we're not going to be there long. We're going to go hang out. So if you want to come hang out with us, take a picture, selfie, whatever, come to Gigi's. We're all going there. Secondly, thank you to all of the viewers that tune in to not only just this podcast, but we have another 5 podcasts on the network. You can tune in every day except Friday and Saturday and see something different on the network. So thank you to that. I do want to say, man, listen, hats off to Deja K. Johnson.
Yes.
Did a really, really good job.
Listen. You guys talk about how I prepare. I can tell you that, Deja, how many times did we meet getting ready for this?
Several.
We had several meetings, and I can tell you did not disappoint. You were
effortlessly.
You were awesome. You were awesome. You did your research. You got in and out of your conversations. You pivot where you needed to pivot. You made changes where you needed to change. And so I'm just forever so grateful for you for putting up with me for the last 2 weeks, getting prepared for this reunion. But I'm also grateful that you took the time to learn something about each cast member, and you were on point. So big round of applause to you for doing this. I know that you watched the podcast, but doing this, you have exceeded my expectations for the host. So thank you.
Well, thank you for saying that. That means a lot coming from you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And then I think that was it. Shout out to J1 for them damn wings. He was going to provide the food if we were going to do it in person. We decided to do it.
So what you do with the wings?
Wait, hold on now.
We did not get them. We did not get them because we didn't have a place to take it. But if we want to have a party, I promise you, J1 will provide the wings. I still shouted them out because we thought we were going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pull up to Gigi's.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Bring them to Gigi's.
The after parties in the section, like what?
Yeah, I thought about that, but I don't know that Jake would let us bring food in there. So that's why I didn't tell him to bring the wings down there. But we're gonna have a house party. We will. And then we will get J1. So shout out to him. He was prepared to feed people that came to the union, but we pivoted and decided to do it virtual. So I still have my commitment, and I wanted to honor that with him. Again, I mean, that's pretty much it. I want to say to all of the cast members, the present and the past, to Brittany, to Chris, to Q, to everybody, to Prin, to Anthony,
Andrea,
to thank you for reminding me, Jayla, and to Tristan. I truly am so grateful that you guys lend to the platform and my vision every day. I try to be a leader or somebody that I will take a bullet for every last one of y'all, right? I ride with y'all. And so thank you again for taking the vision and running the play, running the route, right? I mean, I'm only the quarterback, right? Somebody got to run the route. Somebody got to catch the pass. Somebody got to recover the fumble.
And shout out to Tam. Got to shout out Tam.
Oh,
Hey, listen,
absolutely.
Big shout to
Tam is in and out. I cannot say enough for Tam. I spent many hours that you guys don't see on the phone with Tam. She is like, I always call her this consultant. She hate that word, but she really is my sounding board to bounce my ideas off of her. So shout out to Tam. But I do want to say thank you to the people who are on the present and the past cast members. I love y'all with my whole heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly know that somebody is going to get a national job, a national opportunity from this platform that we do every day. We keep breaking.
Speak that.
Yes, I am. We keep breaking barriers. Our platform is growing, and it's all because I couldn't do this without y'all. So it's all because of y'all. So thank y'all again. I love every one of y'all. So thank you.
Love you too.
Thank you.
We love you too, Brian.
Yeah.
And it's not a sacrifice. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a sacrifice for me. So.
Well, I appreciate everything y'all into the platform and the podcast.
Wait a minute, I can bite the gas. Don't went up some more.
Yeah.
What is going on?
So, and I think Deja, that you got to end it. You got a special ending, right?
Well, I didn't know if we were gonna go to the last.
Let's do it, and then we're gonna come right back. The last closing is a minute long, and then we're gonna come back and we'll sign off here. Here we go.
Season 3 proves something that no one can take away. Great podcasts aren't built because everyone thinks alike. They're built because everyone is willing to sit at the same table, to listen, disagree, laugh, challenge each other, and to keep showing up. This season wasn't about one host. It wasn't about one personality. It was about a team that chose to believe in something bigger than themselves. Together, they've built more than just conversations. They've built opportunities, friendships, businesses, a network, and something to be proud of in a community that continues to grow every single week. To everyone that has watched, laughed with us, shared, argued with us in the comments, and supported us, you are just as much a part of this story as the people in this episode. They accepted the invitation, and you accepted the journey. And together, we've turned one podcast into a movement. This is the UTB podcast. 6 voices, 1 vision, 1 family. And if season 3 taught us anything, it's that we're just getting started.
So we are just getting started, but we are coming to the end of the Unpacking the Baggage reunion here. And y'all, we have had the best time. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. We want y'all to keep watching, keep us in your prayers. And we're going to go ahead and sign off now. We're going to try to do this the B-level way. Y'all know how B-level close. Y'all know how B-level do this, okay? So we're going to see y'all next Sunday at 7 p.m.
Same bedtime.
Same bad channel.
Good night, y'all. Good night.
See y'all in a minute.
Bye.
3 seasons, 1 night, one reunion. Yeah, this he did. 3 seasons, 1 night, one reunion. Yeah. 3 seasons, 1 night, one reunion. Everybody pull up, yeah, we got the city moving. UTB podcast, yeah, we back outside. Okay, new cast, everybody worldwide. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't miss one episode. UTB